Hello.
Where am I still hearing it at? Oh, there it is. All right. No? Hi. Sorry, everyone. For some reason, I'm still
Hello.
hearing that. Now I'm hearing me. No? All right, now I'm set. Okay. Hi.
All right.
Sorry
Hi,
about
how are
that.
you?
Good. How are you? Hey,
I'm
Cheshire.
not too bad. Hi. I'm excited to be here.
I'm glad to have you here. Yes, thank you for saying yes.
Ah,
All
I'm a
right,
helper.
so who do we have here? Hey, Kimberly, Nika, 111, Megan. Hey, Claire, Cheryl D. B. Desperate. Who else? John. Hey, John. Heather. Cheshire. Austin. Mrs. Cassandra. All right. I'll try and say hello, hi to people as I see you guys. I just want to get this started or get it set up, anyways. Sorry, I'm
Hello,
running a little
people we
late.
see and people we don't see. Hello, people from the future and lurkers out there. Hello.
All right. There we go. All right. I'm loading Chrome now, so it'll just be a minute.
Oh, Google Chrome, taking your sweet,
Yes.
sweet time.
I know. It takes forever to on the iMac, like forever. Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch over because I forgot I'm gonna be sharing stuff, so I'm gonna need to use share screen or whatever the tab thing. So,
I mean, don't get me started on issues with Apple.
yeah, no kidding.
I'll go forever.
Boy. So, how's everyone doing?
In chat or me?
You, yeah, how are you doing?
Busy, a little tired. There's been a lot that went on this week between Kyle not showing, like the hearing and him not showing up, and the warrant for his arrest going out, and having a couple little giggles about that. There's been the nonsense that it went on with like all those threats and dox threats and like pseudo half putting out people's private information that went over on some of the other side of the internet over there. It's I've been building together a Kyle's greatest hits video, which is just going to be a bunch of clips of the dumb things Kyle said and like, oh, how that turned out. And by the time I cut out all of the I cut out most of the fluff, so like the intro and the outro for all of the videos that I had to download, I ended up with nearly 27 hours of footage to go through.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
wow.
So
now
I'm going to trim that up a little bit.
Who was doxxed? I didn't hear about that.
It wasn't a full dox. It was a guy named Team Skeptic got super mad, claimed this girl got doxed who didn't get doxed because she put out her personal information, and that's, you put it out yourself, then people talking about it is not doxing. So he claimed Golden Unicorn, Manya, who hangs out. Yeah, I think she's been here before.
Yeah.
And another guy who goes by 82 Productions doxed this other lady, but they didn't say anything about any private information. They said they were talking about her being a politician, which she talks about all of the time. And this guy named Team Skeptic went on like a drunk rampage and said that he knew where they worked, that he was going to contact their workplace, that he was going to tell people where they worked. He was going to go to their, fly to somebody's house, and he had bail money, and he was going to assault him. And that he said Manya's university. So he put that out there, and it was a whole big mess.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Then he doubled down on it the next week.
Well, what was he doing it for? Does this have anything to do with like the non sequitur show or the lawsuit, or is it just something separate?
No. It has to do with probably a little bit more of like just him having problems, as well as like he got really mad last year that he didn't get like a red carpet invite to the Dumb Fuck of the Year. So like he was invited, he just didn't get like a special link all covered in glitter sent for him, and so because of that he was mad at Red's rhetoric, and because he was mad at Red's rhetoric, he was mad at this 82 Productions guy, because 82 Productions is still friends with Red's rhetoric, and Manya just kind of got caught in the middle, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bizarre. It was a strange situation. I'm not gonna.
So
I was watching the whole thing and I was just like, what is he's like, you better not dox people. Doxing people is unacceptable. I'm gonna tell people where you live. It's like, what?
So was he upset about being was he nominated for Dumb Fuck of the Year?
No. He wasn't on
okay.
he wasn't on the panel, but he agreed not to be on the panel. And then when we did like the ending one, we didn't have like a super huge fun stream talking about the things that went on between nomination and award because Boole died. So we just kind of were like, nobody really wants to do that. This is awful. So we didn't end up doing it. So he didn't he didn't get an invite to a stream that didn't happen. And the ones that did happen, he wasn't like not invited. We didn't like kick him out. It was, he never said anything and then 3 months later flipped out. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh God. All right. Chrome is almost fully loaded. I
believe in you, Chrome. You can do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was a bunch of other people getting mixed up in it. So like a guy named Fight the Flat Earth got mixed up in it, and he was like doing a debate with Unirock about whether this other guy was racist or not, and it was getting moderated by the lady who said she was doxxed. It was like, what is going on? The funniest thing about this racism debate, though, I haven't watched it yet. I told people I would not watch it unless I was paid to watch it, because I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. We've got this white guy from the UK who has no background in like race studies or linguistics or history from the UK, debating a white guy from Ohio who also has zero credentials, talking about whether this white guy in Canada, from the racist part of Canada, by the way, that's Alberta. We love you, Alberta. Whether that white guy from that part of Canada is racist, and it's all being moderated by a white lady from Ireland who's from the Republic of Ireland, not even the UK part of Ireland, so they're like the more not okay with other races part of Ireland.
The more racist part of Ireland?
None of them have any credentials to like make this a viable conversation to even be having in the first place, and it's like, could you at least, this is like almost harmful, could you at least bring like one person on that knows what the hell they're talking about? No. No. Why would we do that? That's absurd.
Okay, all right. I'm going to switch over to Chrome now, so you're going to lose me just for a second. All right, what am I on? Okay, there we go. Just cancel that out.
Oh, it's just me. It's just me here. I thought when she left it was going to be like everybody. I was just reading the chat. Hi, everybody. It's me here. What's going on? Hey! I don't know. Yeah, to address what Smitty said, because he makes a good point, is that credentials aren't needed to figure out whether something is racist or not. Well, they weren't deciding that. That wasn't the debate. The debate was, is this racist or not? So, again, it's not like white people can't talk about it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, maybe have one person who knows what they're talking about show up to maybe make the debate viable.
All right. You guys can see me, right? I'm okay.
All right. Hi. I see you. I know you.
Okay, so where should I start? I'm sure you have the list of links.
Yeah, I have the list of links. Okay. It is quite the list of links.
Which one do you think I should start with? Let's see.
That is a good question. What's the earliest?
Okay, yeah, good idea. We have, there's March The top 3 are March 19, 2020.
Okay. So we should probably talk about.
Maybe just go in order?
Yeah, we'll just go in order. Yeah, just top one. Why not? We do that. Open. Thank you. How long is this?
Okay.
Oh, it's not too bad. Nice.
I haven't had a chance to look at many of these yet, so I don't even know how big they are. I didn't even think about that. All right. I'm going to click share audio just in case, because last night I kept needing it and I didn't click it.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, hey, you can see me in there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can pop us out if you want. I know, chat, let me know if it's not big enough. If you guys can't see it, I can pop us out and make it a little bigger for you guys. It's up to you. Well, actually, I should probably do that. I'll do that anyways. Nobody wants to see us.
Yeah, fair enough.
There you go. Okay, so for anyone who's not familiar with what we're going to be talking about tonight, last year, I believe it was last June, you probably know about the big blowout or whatever between Katie Joy and Steve Mcrae from the Non Sequitur Show. Well, this is pretty much what kind of stopped it for the past year. They ended up in court with Katie first being awarded a temporary restraining order, which then after 2 weeks, the restraining order was no more. Basically what happened was courts, for the most part, judges for the most part, will go ahead and grant the emergency, temporary restraining order just to err on the side of caution. However, then when they go back to court a couple of weeks later, the side who was granted the restraining order has to try and, make their case for why they need to keep it now. So when they went back to court, 2 weeks later, they ended up coming to an agreement. And that's what we're going to be discussing tonight is what the agreement.
They never actually ended up going to court. So none of this ever actually ended up, the majority of this never actually ended up in front of a judge of any kind, because the order was filed where KJ lives. It's just they grant you an automatic temporary one as a safety measure. So this is basically just the TRO is just a result of filing. You filed for a restraining order, you automatically get a TRO where she's from. That doesn't apply everywhere. It just applies where Katie's from. Right. So this never actually went to court. The lawyers had basically discussions in the background, and this is kind of what they ended up deciding. I believe it was with the caveat that Katie was planning on suing Steve for defamation.
Right. Yeah. That's basically, so when the hearing happened or whatever, 2 weeks later, Katie never followed through with. There
was no hearing. There didn't end up being any. There was supposed to be a hearing 2 weeks later, but there never was because KJ dropped the restraining order. Right.
So she never presented evidence to back up why she needed the restraining order. That's what sticks out. That's what sticks out to me. So, so here we have Mrs. Paulson's affidavit and response. Catherine Mansky Paulson, being duly sworn in upon oath, deposes and states as follows. 1, I submit the affidavit in support of my petition for harassment restraining order. 2, in October 2018 through May 2019, I co-hosted a talk show with Mr. Mcrae on a YouTube channel. When the other host left the room, Mr. Mcrae began to say sexually explicit things to me, which made me very uncomfortable. I did not confront him about this, but rather spoke with the host of the show afterward and indicated that I did not want to co-host with Mr. Mcrae anymore due to the sexual comments. And I'm guessing this right here is Steve's notes.
Yeah, the bold. The bold is is Steve's notes, as well as you see the links and stuff. Those are his references. So this is that's him backing up what he was saying. Is the here's where she showed up here or here.
Okay, so so then Steve says, although Mrs. Paulson did maybe a dozen or so videos just with my co-host at the time, Kyle Curtis. To the best of my recollection, I was only ever in 2 live streams, both on my channel with Mrs. Paulson on the Non Sequitur Show, a YouTube channel.
I think he specified the two. So then below is the
these
two
are the
links
two
to the
shows.
channel.
Yeah, okay.
I think he also specified videos because if you notice in Katie's number 2, she says that she was when the other host left the room. And when you're dealing with court and you're dealing with people who don't necessarily understand how the internet works or what kind of show they're talking about, because co-hosting a talk show on a YouTube channel to most of us would indicate that me and you are not in a room together right now, but we are in a room. We're not in the same room. Yeah, so when she says when the other host left the room, which kind of may, to somebody who doesn't know how YouTube works or how these shows are run, they might think a physical room is the case. But so I think Steve wanted to specify videos. This was not, I was never in a room with Katie Paulson.
Yeah, here, down here. I have never been in a physical room with Mrs. Paulson.
Hey, there it is.
I have never even physically met Mrs. Paulson, nor have I even been in the same state of Minnesota as Mrs. Paulson. The room she is referring to was a vCall, part of vMix, that is software that we use to produce the show, which is similar to Zoom or Skype for our talk show. The producer of the show, David Fulton, professionally known as Bullinator, has said what Mrs. Paulson has claimed never happened, and that he was always in the call with me and Mrs. Paulson, and he is willing to testify at no time was I alone in any call with Mrs. Paulson. It was also Mr. Fulton who helped Mrs. Paulson start her YouTube channel by showing her how to stream to YouTube. All right.
Yep.
Should I pull up Ms. Bullinator's statement?
If you scroll down, it's in the next page.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see. I saw the link. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. David Fulton says, I am genuinely concerned about the messages being sent back and forth here. I lost a child 15 years ago, and I had enough bad stuff happen in real life then. I can honestly say Steve Mcrae did not release this. He is pointing it out because it fits the trend of what Katie has been doing. If it's false, that's a horrible tactic for someone to use to add tension to an already bad situation. Wait, let me change my lighting here, because now that I'm not on camera, I can use the bright light.
Do you want me to read while you do that?
No, I'm good. All right. Okay. Katie, I am quite disappointed in your part in all of this. You were wrong. Please take some responsibility for what you have said and done. I have seen the apology video you made, and even though it's more about saving face than taking responsibility, you did admit that what you said was wrong. It's simply too bad that you didn't listen to anyone but Kyle when this all went down. You mentioned me in that video and how you were upset over our friendship. If you were that upset and it meant that much to you, why didn't you listen to me back in July when I pointed out that you were in error in your assertions about the non sequitur show? I was there along with 3 other people besides Kyle. Do you think I would lie for Steve? Didn't it seem weird to you that 2 out of the 3 people from the channel were saying one thing and Kyle was saying something completely different? Instead, you forced your apology video to be removed from Steve Mcrae's channel while simultaneously removing it from yours. Then you went right back to spreading the same false information. Additionally, you seem to be editing history, deleting comments about people who disagree with you. Guess what? You cannot delete this one. I was there. I know the truth about it, but you never even bothered to ask me about it. You were more concerned with how your friendship with Kyle would affect our friendship, apparently with no regard for the truth or confirmation of it. You could end this in an instant by making a sincere apology and accepting the real-world consequences of your actions, which at this point does include defamation per se. I am not a lawyer, but I can read. I can read what constitutes a crime and don't need a lawyer to tell me when one is being committed right in front of my face. You disappoint and disgust me with your dissembling.
Yo, clap for Bull. I mean, It definitely sounds like the KJ we've all come to know and love.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay. Mrs. Paulson, this is Steve's word.
Steve.
Yeah. Mrs. Paulson has had multiple variations of the story. First, it was something about something I said before and after streams about penis on a YouTube live stream. Then it was something said about hotness in a tweet that was actually about adult an adult film star, Mercedes Carrera, who was a guest on my show. Then it was also me supposedly saying the word penis during a pre-show when no one was around. And then it was supposedly while we were doing live streams. Then when people started to ask Mrs. Paulson for evidence and details, she said it was in a private phone call that was just between her and I. Mrs. Paulson first mentioned of anything in a live chat, July 15, 2019. Steve said incredibly inappropriate things to be before and after streams. I know what he's talking about.
Then there's a screenshot there of what she had said.
Yeah, Steve said incredibly appropriate things to be before and after streams. I know what he's talking about. Okay. All right. Mrs. Paulson responded to my tweet about film star Mercedes Carrera. Non sequitur show, Mr. Curtis on the account we shared. Oh, is there a picture of this? Okay. I'll just go down this. Non sequitur show. This was Kyle. Thank you so much, Mercedes, for the amazing interview. I think my face is finally back to its usual color. Oh, no, it's Steve. I'm sorry. Where is it?
So the non sequitur show, there's at this point, both Steve and Kyle had access to the non sequitur Twitter account before Kyle kicked him out. So this is most likely Kyle because he did most of the tweeting, and it's very unlike Steve to respond to himself.
Yeah, that's why it threw me off for a second there. But yeah, this is Kyle. Okay. Amazing interview. I think my face is finally back to its usual color. The episode will be available tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Steve says, and don't forget to follow her on Twitter, people. Not safe for work, but why are you browsing Twitter while working anyways? Katie, sounds interesting. Steve, she was amazing, brilliant, funny, personable, hot as fuck. A great time was had by all, and we look forward to having her back in October, her schedule permitting. Wow, she's got some boobs, though. Okay. My comment in regards to hot as fuck was in regard to Mrs. Carrera, not towards Mrs. Paulson. Mrs. Paulson saying she never claimed I directly saw the apology video, I'm guessing there. Yeah, in a video, Mrs. Paulson claimed, I never said like he directly sexually harassed me. I said he made inappropriate sexual comments around me, and it was when we were doing live streams. Mrs. Paulson claims it was in a room, BMX room, okay, that something of unspecific nature occurred, but related to the word penis when both the other co-host left the room as well as the producer, Bullinator, left. I have only been in, as I've said, to the best of my recollection, 2 VMX calls with Mrs. Paulson. Neither time was she sexually harassed in any way.
I do remember one time, sorry, I do remember one time Katie had mentioned something about, well, Steve was looking at me when he said the word penis. And it's like, at his camera? What are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, Mrs. Paulson is referring to, Don Secretary Show was an adult-natured and an irreverent show dealing with many issues dealing with sexuality and supporting gay rights. And no time during the run of the show was Mrs. Paulson ever sexually harassed by me in any way whatsoever. I don't know what specific inappropriate sexual comments Mrs. Paulson is referring to, as she never mentioned anything about anything until June 5th, 2019, which was only 4 days after Mr. Curtis illegally removed me and the producer from the show on January 11th to try to take over the channel and abscond with $60,000, where in a live chat, she claimed I somehow sexually harassed her by saying the word penis.
Suzanne in the chat said, Katie told me Steve hit on her. You should have seen the look on Steve's face when he found out that Katie was accusing him of sexually harassing her.
Oh my God, that had been funny. Oh. Poor Steve.
Right? Like, if you're gonna get accused of sexually harassing somebody, could at least be somebody that you're sexually attracted to. That'd be a good start.
Yeah. Okay.
You're at Mr. Curtis.
Yeah.
Mr. Curtis and other content creators and guests frequently made penis jokes as part of the routine on the show, including Miss Paulson. I have never, however, was ever alone in any V call with Miss Paulson talking about my penis, as she claims. And then if you, it's just got a couple other examples of things that other people had said when they are talking about penises. So Kyle bringing up dicks and Godless Engineer talking about 10-foot dick flying around. Caitlin, which was G's wife, saying he's thinking about the penis. Sorry, Jimmy Snow. So these are all other hosts and other people who have been on the show or who were on the show regularly talking about stuff like that.
All right.
Number 3.
So, yeah, I'm going to jump down to 3. He has claimed that this allegation against him. Oh, this is Katie talking.
Yeah,
he has claimed that this allegation against him is false and has used it as a platform to harass me and try to destroy my career and to taint my followers. He has indicated that it is his intent to destroy me unless I apologize to him. Then Steve says, I have never harassed Mrs. Paulson. She is a blogger and journalist who I have pointed out numerous factual errors in her reporting and online statements. Mrs. Paulson falsely accused me of fraud and medical fraud multiple times, which she did apologize for on Twitter and in a video apology she later removed from her channel and now claims that she never apologized to me.
I don't know how much harder you could flip-flop than Katie Joy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is where she accused him of fraud.
These are the screenshots of her accusing him of medical fraud.
Yeah, which is...
Mrs. Engineer there is the other one that's listed up. That's this engineer's wife.
Okay.
She tried to say that I didn't make any allegations about that, and then somebody immediately screenshotted her making allegations in response.
I want to make something abundantly clear. I apologize for what I said to Steve. I, however, do not believe that statement warranted the harassment, name-calling, and bullying I received. Please remember we are humans behind these screen names. Okay. The full apology, which she did immediately after Mrs. Paulson was informed. I was considering suing her for defamation per se, as Mrs. Paulson has knowingly and willfully continued to say I had committed fraud and medical fraud, even after admitting she knew that they were false and apologizing to me for the false allegations. I wanted to.
Oh, the screenshots. The internet never forgets.
Oh, this is where she explains how she realized Kyle was lying.
Yeah, do you want me to breeze through these real quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to grab more soda, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. Katie Joy said, I wanted to believe my friend, and sadly, he wasn't being forthcoming. I value my honesty and expect that of my friends. You hear that, everybody? Katie Joy said on Twitter that she values her honesty. In this case, I hope that Steve gets the money he's rightfully due, and that Kyle will admit he misled so many of us. She then tweeted, eventually, I realized that Kyle wasn't being truthful for whatever reason. Maybe he didn't have too money. I think she means the money. Maybe he was trying to buy time. I didn't want to be associated with fraud of any kind. Since it's been over 3 months, I realized my gut feelings were right. Over weeks, I sought clarification from Kyle privately, but was always given the excuses that didn't add up. I believed him when he said he had a lawyer and would pay Steve. When I pushed him to provide his lawyer's information to Steve's, Kyle's reasoning made no sense. I read the lawsuit this morning filed by Steve Mcrae against Kyle. Months ago, I made statements about him based upon information provided to me by Kyle. I believed my friend and accused Steve of defrauding the government. I'm sorry for making those statements.
Okay.
There's another one that's has been deleted here that says, I have spoken at Steve Mcrae in private, this is Katie saying that, about the non sequitur show situation. I have seen all the evidence and provided him information from my end. Kyle, Mr. Curtis, misled and lied to me. He was never able to explain the lawyer or non-payment. I have apologized to Steve and know he is telling the truth. Then there was another time, I agreed at the time that Miss Paulson, the benefit of the doubt that she was misled, and he had responded with, I have spoken with Katie privately, and I believe her and believe she was misled, as I have held that opinion from the beginning. She has seen the evidence, and that's all I can ask for, someone doing the right thing. Thank you. So that's what Steve had said in response to Katie saying that she had talked to Steve.
Okay. I jumped ahead here.
Feel.
Oh, am I muted? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue. No, I'll wait till
I think I'm further ahead than you are now.
Yeah. I opened up another tab and I just jumped ahead to see how much was there. And there's like 73 pages in this.
Oh, yeah.
Link alone.
There's a lot. We don't have to go through everything.
Okay. All right. So where are you now?
I no longer feel she was misled after her subsequent continuation of false accusations toward me, but knowingly making false allegations against me. So I think it's pretty clear that pretty much all of Katie's what is this? Her what is this thing called? The affidavit, because he's responding. This is him breaking down the affidavit that she committed to get the TRO in the first place. And so basically Steve is just going through point by point in this document, just destroying every single thing that she brings up with screenshots and receipts, the whole thing.
Okay, right.
We don't have to go through the whole thing if you don't want.
Oh, it's not. I'm looking ahead. I opened up the next file because I want to see, like, okay, where's the NDA and stuff? I want to get to that too. Oh, that's right. I have that in Messenger. Okay. Let me just download this quick. You can go ahead and read. I'm just downloading the NDA right now because I wanted to.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm almost done. But go ahead.
Ms. Paulson has also claimed other critics of Ms. Paulson have tried to ruin her career and harassment. So on January 10th, 2020, to unveiling the mask. Quote, "You have never apologized to me for trying to ruin my career, / not even once, / your channel is a mess. Targeted harassment isn't okay. Find something more productive to do with your time." So there's Ms. Paulson accusing Unveiling the Mask of harassment and trying to ruin her career. Number 4 is on or about, so this is Katie speaking again. On or about June 12, 2019, Mr. Mcrae said he would take down, quote, anyone associated with his former channel that I co-hosted on YouTube on October 2018 through June 2019. He accused me, along with 3 others, of conspiring to steal $60,000 from him. I had no part in anything he alleged. See attached as Exhibit A. Steve responds to this by saying, "I have never accused Ms. Paulson of conspiring. Her co-host and mine, Kyle R. Curtis, was found liable for fraud, fraudulent conversion, unfair and deceptive trade practices, breach of fiduciary duty, and breach of contract in a new North Carolina mandatory complex business court." Can you tell I've read that a few times? Ms. Paulson admitted she knew Mr. Curtis lied about stealing the money. Her words, and Ms. Paulson, in my opinion, actively tried to cover, along with other co-hosts, that Mr. Kyle brought on by making false allegations against me, claiming I committed fraud, medical fraud, and sexual harassment. Yet none of Katie's sexual harassment or medical fraud stuff came out before Non Sequitur Show Explosion. It all only came out after Kyle tried to steal everything. I only want the truth out about Miss Paulson's misrepresentations about me and her falsely accusing me of fraud and sexual harassment. I have never claimed Miss Paulson stole money from me nor conspired to do so. Mr. Curtis stole $60,000 from me, the Non Sequitur Show business. I was a 50-50 partner. Mr. Curtis owed me $30,000, not $60,000, as Miss Paulson claims. Evidence: Miss Paulson was asking grossly inappropriate questions about my medical. There she is asking to Steve, who pays your medical? Steve said, none of your fucking business. Katie said, I'm done. You're hiding income from either the government or a company, and asking Kyle to pay you under the table is fraud. And then also responded with, what medical do you receive? Medical disability, medical benefits? Who pays those benefits? That's just Katie having no understanding whatsoever of how veteran medical works, because Steve is a veteran. And then Kyle has your money, set it aside. He has tried to give it to you multiple times. Then, of course, what medical, which we read. Evidence: Miss Paulson and another co-host that Mr. Curtis brought on, quote, godless engineer, who claimed that I wanted money in cash under the table. Katie Joy. Fraud is fraud. And then godless Boole explaining how VA benefits work, because Kate doesn't understand how VA benefits work. And in response to Boole, godless engineer responds by saying, why does Steve want the money in cash under the table? I'm disappointed in you, Boole. Yeah, Steve never wanted the money under the table. Shocking.
Right, yeah. Okay, I pulled up the link with the what was it? Ex parte order granting petition for harassment restraining order. Here,
All right.
yeah, here's where there's a response and everything on it.
Yep, I've got it. It's got brackets dismissed on it. Got it.
All right. So I thought maybe we could jump ahead to this, and maybe people can know what these screenshots and everything we're referring to, because like, unless you've been around for it or you've been around for a while, you'll have no idea what any of this is.
There's a lot. The thing is that KJ did a lot to Steve. And I think a lot of that has kind of either been forgotten about or not realized because it was just so much at once. But also it was like, it's been a while now and she's kind of compiled a lot of other nonsense on top of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, for the past year, they've both been largely quiet regarding each other. But if you were around for more than a year, you'll remember how it was very strange to hear them both quiet at each other after that. It's like something just feels
one
wrong.
of the funny things is that she was kind of quiet because the thing was that she kind of had a mouthpiece working for her at the time, and that would be Unirock.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
because remember they were friends.
Yeah. I vaguely remember when he was like the first person to make videos against Haiti. Really, he started the whole thing. I'd even dare say.
Oh, Steve?
No, Unirock.
Unirock.
He first made videos against her, and then he just jumped ship.
Yeah, so Unirock made videos against KJ off of what Steve was already making. So if you're familiar with Unirock, he never comes up with his own stuff. He always gets stuff from other people. So he was basically like taking snippets out of what Steve was saying and blowing them up into like, some of it was like way out there and like way more extreme than it ever actually was. And sometimes other stuff was downplayed, and then he ended up swapping sides because Steve told him he was overstepping his bounds when he started making claims against people that couldn't be verified.
So I won't make any petty comments. I won't do it.
I don't know. You're going to try that with me here? I don't know.
Okay, so ex parte order granting petition for harassment restraining order. Response. I am absolutely in any way whatsoever any threat to Mrs. Paulson. I'm guessing he means I'm not in any way.
Damn it, Steve. Oh no, a typo. Steve must be admitting it.
Okay, I live in California, 2,000 miles away. I have made not a single solitary threat to her well-being, nor to any member of her family. I am just one of many content creators on YouTube who actively point out Mrs. Paulson's inconsistencies with the truth. The only reason I am being singled out among her numerous other critics is that I am a strong advocate for the truth, and I speak out against Mrs. Paulson on her misreporting of facts, repeated false allegations that I have admitted to being false allegations. But Mrs. Paulson continues to make allegations. I have had some type of fiscal malfeasance with our mutual co-host from a YouTube channel, Non Sequitur Show, that he defrauded me out of, and her egregious attempts to character assassinate me by claiming that I sexually harassed and committed fraud. Followed, monitored, or pursued the petitioner online. These are the big print. These are the same things that the order was claiming or accusing him of.
This is kind of just divvying up like sections.
Okay, all right. So I and several dozen of people do active commentary on Mrs. Paulson's reporting, as she is a self-professed celebrity journalist. I have multiple YouTube shows that I do multiple times a week. Mrs. Paulson is a popular YouTuber that has a presence on multiple platforms. I have never even been in the same room, nor even the same state of Minnesota as Mrs. Paulson, and to the best of my knowledge, only ever been in two VMix studio calls with her, both of which my producer, Mr. Fulton, will testify no sexual or any type of harassment ever took place. I don't follow or subscribe to her YouTube channel at all and only watch her videos when someone points out to me Mrs. Paulson has made a falsity in her reporting or is making more accusations about me.
Yeah, this is basically like taking KJ's affidavit and breaking it down to like its bare bones minimum. And so this is like a condensed version of what we were reading.
Right. Okay. Made harassing phone calls or sent harassing text messages to the petitioner. To the best of my
Petitioner
knowledge.
is KJ.
Right. Thank you. To the best of my knowledge and recollection, I have never called Mrs. Paulson either by phone, nor Google Hangouts, Skype, Zoom, or any other means, nor have I ever sent any text messages to Mrs. Paulson. However, if there was any contact by such means, it would have been completely show related back in 2019. Other than when Mrs. Paulson appeared on my show, the only direct contact, Twitter, DM, or instant message, etc., that I recall ever had with Mrs. Paulson was maybe possibly an instant message on Facebook on a Facebook account Mrs. Paulson has now deleted of her asking me.
Remember when she blew up her Facebook account? She completely deleted the entire thing. I forgot about that.
Wow. I remember her deleting it. I remember that.
Yeah, it was when those screenshots came out about her talking about Flossie's kid.
Okay, of her asking me about if my co-host, Mr. Curtis, scheduled her for a show some night. As Mr. Curtis was notorious for having poor communication and scheduling shows, as Mrs. Paulson has said in a video, and in Twitter DMs in September 2019, as Mrs. Paulson reached out to me to directly ask me for evidence that I did not commit fraud, which I gave to Mrs. Paulson in Twitter DM. The last direct contact, to the best of my knowledge, was on September 22nd, 2019, which was a tweet to Mrs. Paulson about her inappropriate and false allegations of sexual harassment. Most of the communication of Mrs. Paulson and I was by direct message on a Twitter account that Mrs. Paulson has now deleted and someone else has the handle now. All right, so I'm just going to skip over. Yeah, to talk to Twitter. We get it. Frightened petitioner with threatening behavior. I have not had any threats toward Mrs. Paulson. I do have dozens of parody accounts, or I do not have dozens of parody accounts. I have not ever called any of her phone numbers nor texted Mrs. Paulson. I have never wanted anything from Mrs. Paulson, but for her to tell the truth and stop making false allegations about me, my co-host, Cheshire Viq, and
that's me.
and fact check her sources and information to prevent inaccurate reporting of her stories, as she is a self-professed reporter and journalist. I love how he keeps saying that they're self-professed.
Right. Yeah. Steve is, I don't know, Steve is obviously big, scary boogeyman. I mean, although I guess if you're KJ looking at getting the mirror propped up in front of you, must probably give you a bit of a spook.
Stole property from the petitioner, intellectual property. Sorry, just thinking of it all intellectual, it just makes me laugh. I'm sorry. Oh, God.
The sass is coming out.
Yeah. Mrs. Paulson made a video apology to me that I, in good faith, mirrored a common practice on YouTube among YouTubers when you have permission to use someone else's video. That video on one of my alt YouTube channels. Mrs. Paulson retracted her apology, but never asked me to remove the video, or else I would have. And she then issued a DCMA against that alt channel. Great debate community. I didn't even fight the DCMA for fair use. I thought Mrs. Paulson was acting in good faith when Mrs. Paulson made the video apology to me, saying Mrs. Paulson knows my ex-partner, her co-host, lied and that I never committed any fraud. It was determined in North Carolina court that Mr. Curtis, however, did in fact commit fraud and absconded with $60,000, half of which was mine, or half of which was due to me. Mrs. Paulson also admitted she knew Mr. Curtis was lying about the fraud and about not making the money, but continues to claim I have committed fraud to this day, even after she apologized to me. The video apology is here. Use social media to harass petitioner. Out of the images Mrs. Paulson sent to the court, many of them had absolutely nothing to do with me, which were from a subreddit that I'm no longer even in, nor do I know who runs it. None of the images she provided are harassment, but me expressing my own personal opinions that Mrs. Paulson, as a self-professed journalist, has actively misled people, lied, and used bullying tactics to shut down her critics, exactly as she is doing here. Mrs. Paulson has erroneously attributed the actions of other people to me and maintains I have a Facebook group that harasses her. However, Facebook has issued no TOS violations against our Facebook group. YouTube has denied every request Mrs. Paulson has made against my main channel, as she has had a number of false DCMA claims and false privacy concerns. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, nor YouTube have never suspended any of my social media accounts. I have an exemplary record on YouTube with over 1,700 videos and have multiple shows I do which are completely unrelated to Mrs. Paulson.
Right. So then he lists out his videos, the other shows that he does, which is kind of funny. But so this is, I think, Steve's response to what Katie provided as evidence to back up her affidavit. And he's just like, none of these screenshots have me in them. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I believe it. Quite frankly, given Katie's history, without seeing the evidence behind the affidavit, I kind of believe Steve just by fiat about this. Look at this. This is a screenshot. Has nothing to do with me. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So these right here, these are all the screenshots she provided. Are you? This one here, Mrs. Paulson claiming Mrs. Stauffer is exploiting the child. That's what she provided to the court?
It looks like it, yeah.
No.
Miss Paulson claimed Miss Stauffer should be charged with abuse and her livelihood affected by going after her sponsors, which Miss Paulson and others have been doing directly by contacting Mrs. Stauffer's sponsors. Quote, I hope every sponsor drops you. I hope Huxley and or his caregiver sues you. I hope charges of abuse and fraud are brought against you. Oh, I think this is like Miss Paulson about Instagram for the love of Huxley, erroneously claiming that Huxley was missing, a victim of human trafficking, and directing traffic to her personal YouTube account. So this is Steve. Here are examples of Miss Paulson doing specifically doing what she claims I am doing towards her. A family accept towards her. I'm doing to her towards a family. There we go. Except she does so without facts or any regard to proper due diligence that I openly speak out against Miss Paulson for doing. So these are examples of KJ being KJ.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes more sense.
Oh yeah. I forgot. Katie tried to dox me and failed. It was a failed doxing attempt.
All right. So that's it. Okay. So that's the ex parte order granting petition for harassment restraining order. Okay. So next we have. All right. Go away, preview. I don't want to see you. Come on. Brief summary of the most egregious of Mrs. Paulson's information contradictions in her affidavit. That sounds interesting.
Ooh.
All right.
The June 7th one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Spicy. A brief summary of the most egregious of Miss Paulson's misinformation, mischaracterization of events, gross exaggerations, and contradictions in her affidavits and statements. 1. Miss Paulson uses the word room to imply her and I were in the same room together with the alleged sexual harassment occurred. VCall, part of a $1,200 vMix software we use for the show production, is not a physical room. Her direct use of amphibole? I'm pretty sure is how you pronounce that. Amphibole here is questionable as she makes it sound as if we were physically in a room together. Miss Paulson, in her own words, said that she never said I directly sexually harassed her, and other times she did claim that I sexually harassed her. We had an adult-oriented show where the co-host often used off-color language. Miss Paulson frequently engaged in such dialogue with other co-hosts involving sexually related topics and banter. I personally do not recall at any time using of off-color remarks to Miss Paulson, nor has she ever been specific about what sexual harassment ever took place. Miss Paulson has said that I have accused her of conspiring to steal $60,000 from him. I think he means me. I have never said Miss Paulson conspired nor stole anything from me. Our mutual co-host and my former business partner, Mr. Curtis, was found liable for fraud, and I do believe 4 other co-hosts helped embolden him to do so, as well as helped cover it up by trying to falsely accuse me of fraud and sexual harassment. We are currently working on damages, but he admits the total amount the channel made is around $60,000 in a live interview he did recently. Ms. Paulson said that when we first met, that I never wanted the money and that I didn't care about money, and has also said that I wanted to be paid in cash and under the table. Both statements are incongruent with each other. Ms. Paulson also has inaccurately stated that I collected disability and Social Security, neither of which I collect. What I did tell her was that I wanted to make sure Mr. Curtis was paid first, as he had lost his job and needed the money more at the time. Miss Paulson also said she thought Mr. Curtis should pay me. He put Miss Curtis, but whatever. Should pay me because it was not right. He didn't pay me merely because he didn't like me. Ms. Paulson claims I created dozens of parody accounts to stalk and harass her. I have only created 4 Twitter accounts in my life. Miss Paulson claims I have created multiple hate groups. I never created any hate group ever in my life, and the Facebook group about her inaccurate reporting I did not create, but took over admin when Ashley Jones, aka Ashley Shiren, TV reality show celebrity from Teen Mom, Young and Pregnant, created it over the problems they had with each other. Miss Jones, Siren, I believe, would provide an affidavit of this if asked by my legal counsel, nor does this Facebook group meet any of the criteria for a hate group. A Facebook group critical of a journalist who has been cited in TMC, Blogger, and YouTube is protected free speech. As an admin, I do not allow anything which cannot be substantiated with facts, and I am openly against bigotry, hatred, violence, anti-religion, gender inequality, and prejudice of sexual orientation. It is in our rules that all accusations of Miss Paulson's inaccuracies must come with evidence, as they will be removed. Ms. Paulson also has claimed that I took over as owner of the group after Ms. Jones left. Both her statements that I created the group and I took over the group cannot both be true. That's Facebook group. I think Steve was only an admin for it and / owner for it for, a couple months, and I think Tina took it over?
Yeah, I joined in, I think the beginning of 2000, maybe, and he was only a member then. So yeah, I don't think he was admin or anything.
Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, go ahead. And then where let me see, where exactly are you? Are you 8. At the end? 8. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. And I'll pick up on the next page. So okay. Sound good?
Miss Paulson has said that I fabricated her son's illness and suggested that she has Munchkins by proxy. I have, in fact, openly said I specifically do not believe Miss Paulson has MBP. It was Miss Leslie Bass who said she believed that Miss Paulson had MBP, not me. Miss Paulson has also claimed I have posted her son's medical information, implying I posted medical records, which is absurd. She has had several dozen blogs about her son and his illness, and claims her son has. Miss Paulson claims about me saying she was a danger to the community as a direct response to her false flagging channels in various content creators whose livelihoods are wholly or part dependent on videos. Miss Paulson claims screenshots were proven fake. They were never confirmed true nor fake. It is still ongoing to their veracity. However, I do believe they are real based upon good faith and reason. She has She had accused multiple people. God damn it, Steve. She'd accused multiple people of making the screenshots in question at one time. Myself, my co-host, Victoria Klein, Chesh, that's me, hello, reality TV star Matt Beyer, Lori, Lauren, and numerous other people of making the screenshots she is talking about. Ms. Paulson claims I sent people to harass Miss Sherelle from Sherelle's World. I am fairly sure Miss Sherelle would provide an affidavit that this is not the case if asked for by an attorney. Miss Paulson claims that claims I claimed she stole money from me. I have always maintained Mr. Curtis, her and mine former co-host and my ex-business partner stole $60,000 from the show we did together, non-sequitur show, which Mr. Curtis was found liable in court in a North Carolina court of law. I never claimed she stole the money, but contributed to Mr. Curtis's action by her false allegations against me of fraud and sexual harassment.
Okay, and I'll pick up on 13. Real quick though, I just want to say, hi Tina, I see you there. Erin, she said she didn't know how you got the police report. You know, I've said this before, and I'm just going to say it again. I'm more than happy to forward it to her. I mean, it's her report. She can have it, and she can also see how I got it. I've said it all along. I did not freaking fly to Minnesota in the middle of a pandemic for it. So, all right, we're good. Yeah. I guess Katie announced on Instagram my full name, which whatever, I don't care. And she said she knows where I live. And I'm like, who doesn't know where I live? I mean, it's been on the internet.
Is she going to show up? What's she going to do?
I don't know. Oh,
she likes to put people's information or partial of people's information out on purpose to like kind of encourage and enable people to do dirty work for her.
Yeah, yeah, true. But yeah, I mean, didn't like Amber Portwood like just say like the same shit about her? Like, we know where you live. Like that's, and you know, it was enough for Katie to call the DA.
It was so long ago that I did my little TLDR about Katie Joy, and that was like, I had to talk about Amber Portwood then. I can't believe that that's still a thing that's going on.
Yeah, so tell everyone, I live with the mob, okay? Just let's get that out there.
Oh dang. Knows.
Yeah.
So now when I get more threats, I should come hang out with you. Got it.
Okay, so 13. Mrs. Paulson claims my entire online presence revolves around her, I'm guessing. I have 1,700 videos. I do 2 shows a week on YouTube, Caffeine Corner and Over and Under. And starting a third with an organization called Reasons to Believe, called Agree to Argue. My time is valuable, and constantly having to defend myself against Mrs. Paulson's accusations is something I wish I didn't have to do at all. Mrs. Paulson claims she doesn't want me to talk about her online anymore. This is what this TRO is really about. Now, y'all remember that, okay, that sentence. Mrs. Paulson claims she doesn't want me to talk about her online anymore. This is what this TRO is really about. She is getting to be a larger YouTuber and doesn't want her history of falsely accusing me about me known to her newer subscribers. I have never threatened Mrs. Paulson. I've never even been anywhere near Mrs. Paulson, as I live 2,000 miles away. I never wish to meet Mrs. Paulson, nor ever talk to her again in any capacity whatsoever. I do, however, under First Amendment, wish to make videos about her inaccurate reporting and defend myself against her allegations against me from Mrs. Paulson's and her husband, Todd Paulson's, comments about my co-host, Victoria Klein, Cheshire Viq.
Hi, that's me. I think that's referring to KJ talking about how I'm a hacker with leaked skills.
Oh,
okay. And that's, I'm pretty sure they were talking about my junk one time.
Your junk?
Which is kind of weird. Yeah.
Like your lady parts?
My lady bits.
Okay.
Okay. Man, I don't know what to tell you. You'd be surprised about the number of people that like to talk about that type of thing. It's bizarre. I don't know how explicit you get on this show, so I don't want to.
Well, I like to try and stay monetized still, but I mean, I find that you can save they're pretty, liberal, I think.
No. People like to talk about how I look a lot in a sexual manner often, and like in some cases it's like fine, and in other cases it's like, I mean, you're clearly just talking about my ass, and it's kind of weird because you hate me, and I'm kind of concerned about what goes on in your brain.
They didn't think you were 17 at the time, did they?
Good question. Next question.
Okay. All right. So Mrs. Paulson has accused me of fraud, medical fraud, sexual harassment, and buying subs for my channel. I am under the First Amendment able to defend myself against these constant allegations and future misreporting of facts by Mrs. Paulson. Mrs. Paulson has alleged that I took pictures of the victim without permission, meaning Katie. I haven't ever been to Minnesota, nor ever actually met Mrs. Paulson in person, and only streamed with Katie. I'm just going to say Katie, and only streamed with Katie a couple of times on my channel. This seems to imply she is suggesting that I physically have taken photos of her, which never happened. All images ever used of Katie or any member of her family are from her videos, blogs, and other public domains that she has publicly posted herself. I am just one of hundreds of people online that have used Katie's public image, as she is a quote-unquote celebrity reporter. And that's it. So that's it for that one. All right. Selected images about Katie Paulson.
Oh, this is like the screenshots we were looking at before.
Okay.
So it's like Steve hosted a show I was on for a bit, but I co-hosted with his former partner Kyle. He's mad at me for their business fallout. Don't trust anything he says. And then there's the medical fraud and sexual harassment stuff. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe your side isn't being truthful. I have no idea. This is what I was told. They met with a lawyer and a power of attorney. They want terms over payment and came to an agreement. This is Katie talking about that apparently Steve and Kyle got down a little further. Steve and Kyle got into a call together and like kind of came to an agreement and between the lawyers and powers of attorney when Kyle didn't have a lawyer.
Oh, okay.
Kyle has your money set aside, has tried to give it to you multiple times. Yeah, that never happened.
Yeah, okay.
The money will be given. What year is it? 2021?
Yeah,
is it okay to continuously... Sorry, good.
The money will be given like 10% installments through a judgment, probably.
Right. Is it okay to continuously defame someone and call them a predator with no proof? ? Is it okay to send legions of people after a small channel because they had the audacity to point out the hypocrisy? If he's going to be online getting mad at teeny channels proves he's a bully. Can Katie project any harder than that? Oh my god. Oh my god. Victim blaming and shaming is never acceptable. If a woman tells you that a man made inappropriate sexual comments to her, believe her. Don't question her. I am a professional, married, and discussing penis size while I'm working is not acceptable behavior, period.
Unless that victim is a 9-year-old girl, then you can call her a brat and a liar. Just saying.
I'm more sorry that people are demanding I apologize to a man that says that because I slandered him. I mean, I guess she's admitting she slandered him, I guess. Incidentally. I knew Kyle Curtis lied about the money and repaying Steve. I apologize for what I said to Steve about the allegations relating to fraud because of what Kyle told me. I admitted I trusted a friend. I'm happy to hear Steve won his case. I will not apologize for anything else. Response, I would have hoped for a little more than this. The community is very good at calling out the illogical, stupid, and outright bad. I'm disappointed that the wrong to Steve has been acknowledged so begrudging. He may not be your favorite YouTuber, but he still deserves better. I apologize to Steve. I do not, under any circumstances, need to apologize for anything else he demands. The past months of constant tweets about me and numerous videos exposing me is over the top and unwarranted. I decided to invent her a voice. I mean, how many videos does she have about the Duggars? If you want to talk about like the constant videos and like is being over the top, I don't know what to tell you.
I remember when I wrote a blog piece, I think it was last June, maybe. It was right after or right at the end of the whole Micah era, I guess. I counted up the videos of just for 1 week, the week prior. The videos, the Instagram posts, the Twitter, everything. It was like unbelievable, like the numbers. I couldn't believe it.
I think I saw somebody posting that there was like 700 or something.
Holy shit.
Oh, I'm gonna look it up because I know I saw it on Twitter. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna find out what this was.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
All right, I'll go ahead.
I got Twitter up. Pretty sure it was Tina that posted it. So yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, because she was talking to me about that. I don't know, a couple weeks ago. What was it? I wonder what the Micah one was. Okay. I'm going to continue reading while she's doing that. I want to make something abundantly clear. I apologize for what I said to Steve. I, however, do not believe that statement warranted the harassment. Oh, we already read this one earlier.
I found it.
Okay.
Katie has well over 760 videos about the Duggars, not including the dozens and dozens of others that aren't added to the playlist yet. I documented her patterns of problematic behavior, and she tries to make me sound like a stalker. Seems to me that she's the one that's stalking. And then there's a screenshot of the videos that are of the playlists.
Damn it. All right. I'll look for that later because I just pulled up my blogs to see what she did on the stalkers, but I can't find it quickly, so I'll do it later. Okay. I don't know how many 700 or how many videos on the Duggars again?
700. Oh, sorry. 1 second. Let me look at it again.
Jesus Christ.
760.
Wow. 760 videos. Oh my God.
And that doesn't include the ones that aren't added to the playlists.
That aren't. Oh, jeez, there's more. Oh my God.
Womp womp.
I can't even.
I don't know what to tell you.
She's been on YouTube like, we'll just say 3 years. Fuck it, we'll just say 3 years. This 700 something videos on one family in 3 years is a shitload. And you know that this was done in less than 3 years. It's crazy. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a lot. There's only 365 days in a year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jesus. It's like a video every 3 days or so. Oh my God. Okay.
This is Katie talking more about how she definitely knows what went on. Well, Steve and Boole were like, there hasn't been any meeting. What are you talking about? Kyle doesn't even have a lawyer. I was told they agree on terms and payments, and it is 2021, and there has been no terms and no payments besides the judge telling Kyle exactly what he needs to do and Kyle not doing it. I was told on Monday that they met with an attorney and power of attorney. I was told they met on a conference call with an attorney and power of attorney. What are you talking about? I was told they met with lawyers. I wanted to believe my friend, and we read those.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's the screenshots of Steve talking about suing her for defamation per se.
Oh, right. Okay.
Everything comes from court records. I'm a journalist. I have all the proof here. Okay. I should be clear. I'm not trying to imitate Katie Joy. I just made up a voice.
Yeah, but you do it pretty well.
Thanks.
Okay. Ooh, DMs. Whose DMs are these? Or Messenger, whatever. Dreads. I didn't come. What? Oh, was she talking to Dreads in this? I take it? Her old mod?
I don't know, maybe. This is a quote of what she said in the video that's screenshotted. It's not slander or libel, it's defamation. In the written world, it's defamation. So libel is when you orally speak something, defamation is written, so she doesn't even understand the law. And then part of what I do with writing is I have to understand defamation laws because I make a living writing about people. You don't have to have a degree in journalism to work in journalism. You just have to be a good writer with a good point of view and understand the legal ramifications, which I do. And then there's a definition of slander and libel and defamation, and it's not what she says it is. Shocking. Surprise.
Talk about statements that just really did not age well.
Right? I still remember the look on her husband's face when he's like, you don't tell people you're a journalist, right?
I know.
It's like, oh, wait.
But yeah.
And then, there's DMs here. I'm not sure who they are. It's her telling people to mass flag other creators.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
What medical do you receive? Which is fraud. He is legally hiding income. If it's legally hiding income, then it's not a problem because it's legal. What are you talking about? Which is fraud. He is, I'm assuming she meant illegally, hiding income from the government so that he can maintain his disability. That's fraud. And if you are making money through your work and not reporting it on your taxes, that's fraud. So the thing is that part of the reason Kyle got sued is because he didn't pay Steve. And you can't do taxes on money you never received. So... Yeah. He can't do taxes on money he doesn't have, and Steve doesn't use disability.
Yeah, I remember that too. She was under the, I don't know. She was under the impression that his insurance was like income based or whatever, and given to him from the government. Right. He goes to the VA. I mean, it's not income based, and you can use the VA insurance no matter how much money you make. Every vet gets it.
And she's like demanding it.
Yeah, she was like trying to argue, like try to take away this man's insurance. I mean, that's a pretty shitty thing to do to a vet. I mean, come on. Wait, I finished my stream today about today's early. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, okay. I finished my stream today about today's rant earlier by Amber. The income she said I made off her is not factual. My son's Medicaid or benefits are not any of your concerns, but Steve's,
Steve's is definitely her concern. If he needs that information. Absolutely, yep.
Are not any of your concerns, and our income base, which we pay a monthly deductible. Keep trying, though.
What?
Oh, I'm guessing this is this.
She kind of seemed like she was trying to say that it wasn't related to her income, but also is related to her income. What? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's where she dropped like a buttload of subscribers, but she's got 200 plus 200 plus 100 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 plus 100. Those are all some pretty even numbers there. It was when she was trying to say everybody else was like buying subs and stuff, and people were like,
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna skip over that because
big long Instagram post about some nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh, hey Gary! If anybody's interested, I had a 6-hour long conversation with Gary. If you're ever interested to check that out, if you're bored.
Who is Gary?
Gary, well, he claims to be a literary critic, but he basically just hates Steve and is part of the whole "we hate Steve" crowd. So I got him to come on and have a conversation with me one time to kind of suss out like where his issues lie, and oh my god. Yeah. You can sit through some of it. I mean, you don't even have to. If you sit through like the first hour and a half, you pretty much get the gist of the whole thing, and then it just cycles for like 6 hours of just going in circles of being like, what about this thing over here? Somebody said, oh yeah, that's totally racist. Well, it was your friend that said it. Oh, it's definitely not racist. Okay. Why not?
Okay, so looking at this next screenshot. So it was Katie's husband that was talking about your vagina?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that happened.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it doesn't really surprise me that her husband is talking about other women's vaginas. I mean, I would probably do if I was him.
There are screen recordings of it all over Twitter. Where's the proof that Steve was inappropriate? You said one other person was on the call, produced the person to back up. Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
Go Amber. We do. Yeah. Nailed her there. Oh, I guess if I say the word nailed her, that could be construed as a sexual thing.
Sexual harassment, yeah.
Whoops.
Okay. an email.
This is for entertainment only.
Oh, no.
The views expressed in this stream are the opinions of Katie Joy. Didn't she get mad at people for calling her Katie Joy and saying that she's like...
She used
How could
to,
you say
yeah.
my name?
Yeah, she used to. Now she doesn't mind Katie Joy, I guess. But whatever you do not call her KJ. She hates KJ. Yeah.
Why?
Because she says, my haters, my stalkers call me KJ. So.
Well, they call you a lot of things, but I mean...
Yeah.
I love this work, and I am not a drama channel. I hate gossip. I love facts. Okay?
Oh my god. That's so funny.
Oh my god. Oh, this is when Unirock started talking for KJ. Oof.
Yeah, I don't even... Yeah, let's... Who? Let's just go past him.
Zoom in right past. Steve admits he didn't want the money because he was on Social Security and wanted Kyle to pay him cash. So he wanted to hide the money? ? So I actually rewatched the video that's linked here, and it's actually Shannon comes in. This was right after the death of the Non Sequitur show. Shannon here comes in and says to Steve, being like, if he gives you the money right now, would you take it? And can we end all of this nonsense that's going on right now with like the channel exploding? And Steve is like, he can pay me in any way he wants, but I need to see the books first. So I don't care if he pays me in cash. It doesn't matter. Right. So he was just saying that like, the money and getting that money doesn't matter. I need to see the books because of course you're not going to just get paid the amount. Like, how would he know that the money he got was correct?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's self-employment, so he has to pay his own taxes on it. How's he supposed to know how much he needs to pay in taxes if he doesn't see the books?
Exactly. I knew Kyle Curtis lied about the money and repaying Steve. I apologize for what I said to Steve about the allegations. We read this one already. No More isn't a senior mod. The senior mods are Jesse, Dredd, Scarlett, Andrew, and Alea. No one else. I haven't seen Mior for a while. Katie said to Mass Report Leslie and Steve. Oh, well, I don't know how... This is what I know. Steve showed me the evidence, and here's how I figured it out. What I learned after the Non Sequitur show ended. Video unavailable because she took it down. What is this?
Amber?
Oh, this is the mass reporting again.
Okay.
Oh, this is KG calling herself a writer, a researcher, and a journalist. I just worked with NBC. Last month was quoted in the Washington Post. Did they use the word "the"? Does that count as getting quoted?
Are you way down or?
Oh no, I'm following along with you.
Oh, okay. My bad.
That's all the journalists.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yep. All right. You didn't say the nope. That's what threw me off.
Oops.
No, I'm teasing.
Do you have trolls that can mass report? No, I don't even know how that would work. Oh well, I'm just a little Canadian gal who. So this is KJ asking somebody else. Do you have trolls that can mass report?
Right, but she doesn't troll or anything, guys.
No. I don't know what you're talking about. On a live stream, Steve directed his followers to attack, harass, and go after me.
Well,
because everybody just listens to Steve.
Yeah. Well, and also too, if it's a live stream, why doesn't she just produce that section of the live stream? I mean, why make the claim if you could just easily put the proof there?
Yeah, that would be too easy. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I know.
Nope, but I'm not apologizing for saying you made a statement that made me uncomfortable because that is my truth. If you want to discuss privately, that's fine. Hey, I'm accusing you of sexual harassment. Come talk to me in private DMs.
Yeah. Oh my God, the first time I read that, I'm like, there's her Steve, my DM is open. I'm not discussing this. And if you keep tagging me in this topic, I'm going back to blocking. But you sexually harassed me. And I, to the point where I'm making all these claims and accusations and everything publicly. But let's go talk alone.
Steve responded with, "There's a huge difference, Katie, between 1, Steve made me uncomfortable, and 2, Steve sexually harassed me. Massive difference. You accuse me of crime. Steve, my DM is open. I'm not discussing this. And if you keep tagging me on this topic, I'm going back to blocking." And there's the rules. So, yeah, they kind of undoes the whole idea that this is a hate group. Hey, listen, don't do this. You need proof and evidence to back up your claims, not character assassination.
Wait, where are you? Mm-hmm. Are you up here still, or?
No, I'm right where you are.
Okay.
I'm following.
Okay, all right.
This is Godless Engineer's wife, who was part of the Non Sequitur show as I would probably say for the most part, an unwanted guest. It was in the comments. Sorry, I see how you read that. No, Modern Day Debate did not leave the comment. It was left in the comment section after their stream, which have since been deleted. After witnessing the fallout, I will say the individuals supporting Steve has shown their vile, disgusting, and homophobic beliefs. I have seen them say sexist, racist, and make threats against anyone that supports him, meaning Kyle. If these are people that support Steve, I'm glad I don't. And there's some screenshot about reprimand Sargon for his joke about journalists. Where's the outrage here? Decent people don't joke about sexually assaulting someone or telling someone off. I mean, people joke about stuff like that all the time. I don't know what to tell you. There's a lot of jokes that are made about like all sort anything pretty much. It's there are times when it's not appropriate. I will agree with that. Like, you know, time and place and know your audience, but you can't say that decent people don't joke about things. And it's like, no, they do.
Yeah, every decent person I know has a pretty fucked up sense of humor. I'm just saying.
Right? It's because there's a really big difference between joking about an assault and assaulting somebody. Those are two the line there is not a gray line. It is having a giggle about something and actually assaulting somebody.
Okay,
Oh, there's a claim about the penis. Oh, yeah. I won't. He absolutely made a comment about his penis before a stream that made me uncomfortable, and on multiple occasions referenced my appearance and hotness. I assure you, I have spent a long periods of time with Steve, and I assure you that he did not call Katie Joy hot or comment on her hotness.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's just something that, like, I don't know. I think that that's one scenario that just has yet to manifest in the real world, like in the universe. I don't know. Like, not just Steve, but anyone. Yeah.
There's then that post down there is because of Katie Joy and Caitlin Chloe, G's wife, people were trying to report Steve to Medi-Cal.
Right.
Yeah. So false reporting.
Nice. Yeah, you know, even why would you do that? Because I mean, if you make the reports, even if the report is founded, you're making someone lose health insurance. Who the fuck does that to people? I mean, come on.
The thing is like you at least have a reason to be doing it. Like, you actually have a suspicion. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have some kind of like, I have legitimate justification for why I think this fraud is happening, and in this case it's just not non-existent.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just looked at
besides what people make up in their heads.
Thank you so much for the super chat. Rodent, no last name. Okay. Note to self: don't make my silly YouTube channel into felony counts. Should I guest on a channel with a rapid fire used car salesman disclaimer? Okay. Funny. Okay. All right. Sorry. Okay. So,
the next one is somebody talking about go look at Steve's Facebook page, see the random barmaids he has in a headlock. He is not gay, though. You could call them as witnesses. I haven't reported him, but I do know someone on Medi-Cal has. So yeah, talking about people falsely reporting him. This is again, who pays your medical, Steve? Who pays your medical? The government? It's VA. It's in the name. Veteran Affairs. And then they're saying that there's a Godless Engineer's wife, Caitlin Chloe, talking to KJ about how Steve was asking Kyle to participate in fraud.
Oh, up here. Okay, yep.
Yeah, it's up one more. Yeah.
Yep, there we go.
So this is basically just goes along with what Steve was saying about when the show blew up, Caitlin, Chloe, GE, KJ, and this group of people assisted Kyle by slandering me to help cover it up, in his opinion, to help detract from the situation and what was going on.
Wait, I need to just step away for 1 second. I gotta grab something for my kid. I'll be right back, like 30 seconds.
Yeah, no problem. There's deleted tweets here that I don't get a dime from any military benefit, and you claim to know this? Show me evidence of this. You're absolutely wrong here, spreading misinformation. This is vile. Katie Joy said Kyle has your money set aside. He has tried to give it to you multiple times. I popped in and just went, wow, you have no idea what's going on. Medical, yes, not VA. Steve admits he didn't want the money because he was on Social Security and wanted Kyle to pay him cash, so he wanted to hide the money, question mark? No, Steve never wanted the money till the end. Steve repeatedly said he didn't want the money. Okay, so just to be clear for anybody who doesn't know, Steve never said he didn't want the money. Steve said he couldn't accept the money until he's seen the books. That doesn't mean don't pay me ever. It means show me the books that don't exist, because it turns out the books don't exist because Kyle lied about having a CPA. Shocking. I know.
Okay, where
I jumped down about 2 pages.
Okay. Oh, okay, I see it, yep. So, oh, geez, you scared the crap out of me.
Oh,
right.
Boo.
I thought you said we were going to go to Speedway.
Right here? Okay.
Yeah. Has anyone still subscribed to Non Sequitur should probably unsubscribe, because Steve apparently gets it back, and he doesn't deserve a platform with 20K plus subs to use to harass and target people like me. Huh. Irony. Kyle paid taxes and Steve wanted him to hold the cash with no tax liability. Where? How do we even know Kyle paid taxes? There's a screenshot from my video.
Yeah.
It's eventually, this is, I agree, I wish people would stop airing this out publicly. Many of us know the details and aren't saying anything. A bit about fraud. Steve wants disability and income from Non Sequitur, and that's not how disability works. You cannot defraud the government. So, P.S. Elephant in the room, there is tax evasion going on here that's someone fails to admit to. I mean, maybe Kyle. I don't know if Kyle's evaded taxes by taking that money. I'm not sure. But at this point in time, this was on June 12th of 2019, I think. I'm not sure the year.
He'd be like one of the few
2020.
thieves I know that pay taxes, I'm just saying.
Right. Eventually, I realized that Kyle wasn't being truthful for whatever reason. Maybe he didn't have the money. Maybe he was trying to buy time. I didn't want to be associated with fraud of any kind. Since it's been over 3 months, I realized my gut feelings were right. Over weeks, I sought clarification. We read most of this. I read the lawsuit this morning. So she, from like July 12th, it took her till September 22nd to actually read the lawsuit. Some journalist, researcher.
Yeah, so you can tell how much he cares about facts.
I care about facts. I'm proud to be in this group to help expose Katie Joy Paulson. This is not a troll group. It isn't here to make up shit about Katie Joy or contribute to anything that isn't true about her. It is to point out factual things about her, mostly her using her own words and allowing commenting about those things she said, has said and done. We will remove posts that contain blatant false information about Katie Joy, as Katie has in her course. What? has in her course of her career done so many god-awful things and said so many contradiction, lies, misreporting, and egregious morally irreprehensible things that no one should ever have to say anything about Katie Joy that is not verifiable, substantiated with evidence, or in some way credible. If anyone ever says this is a troll group, show them this and ask them to join. I have nothing to hide. We have nothing to hide. I honestly don't even care if all of Katie Joy Paulson's fans join to see firsthand what kind of person Katie Joy Paulson actually is. But they have to abide by the same standards. They would not be able to post any falsehoods, lies, misinformation about anyone else they would be removed. We all know her followers probably wouldn't be able to follow the rules, but I am willing to find out. Katie, are you accusing Steve of sexual harassment? ? And that is somebody responding to the screenshot we saw earlier of Katie Joy saying, I know what Kyle's talking about.
Okay.
Steve said incredibly inappropriate things to me before and after stream. I know what he's talking about. Yeah. I guess I'm lying that he spoke about his penis and made suggestive comments to me. You would be guessing right. Good job, Katie.
Yeah, good guess there, Katie. Awesome.
Good job.
Hey, she got something right.
When you're working, you should not have to worry about being sexually harassed. Talking about his penis. She spends a lot of time talking about Steve's penis. Don't talk about me talking about you. There's so many screenshots. Oh my god.
There's a lot, and they're smaller. They're getting smaller too, it seems.
What was...
Here we go.
Supplemental security income?
Oh, SSI. Okay.
Oh, disability. That's her claiming that Steve's on disability. I finished my stream about today's rant. We read that one. What was shit in all this was to hold a public hearing about Kyle and accuse him of misdeeds when there was way more to the story. Kyle has not spoken out publicly and instead wanted to handle this privately, as he had been trying to do for months. So this came out on June 12th. She's referring to like, oh, well, why did they have a live stream talking about this? And the response to that is because Kyle said so. Kyle asked for the court of public opinion. Go tell everybody. Good. Show them this. And so they did. And now KJ is like, why would they do that? Oh my god.
Claiming VA benefits is dependent on finances. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. Okay.
The wild part is that Steve admits on video he conspired to defraud welfare. What? Steve's on welfare now?
Where was...
I see. Okay. When he told Kyle to hold his money so he could keep his welfare benefits. Let's see if he sues me. I dare him. I mean, that would be funny. I'd watch that lawsuit.
No.
And then there's the apology
Nate.
from...
Who's Brody Nate?
Nate the lawyer?
Is this him? Okay, that's what I was wondering.
That's Nate. Yeah, that's Nate Brody.
Good. Okay.
Then there's a big, like, quote-unquote apology about non-sequitur stuff from GE and KC. I don't know if you want to read this. It's pretty much a non-apology.
Let me try and get more of it in the screen. All right. No, I mean, I don't care. It doesn't have to do with the restraining order or anything, right? I mean,
no, this isn't.
Okay.
Please provide proof that we did that. So claiming someone was evading taxes. Yeah, this is other people making claims and accusations about Steve that were and maybe still are. I don't know if they're still friends with KJ or not. Kyle claims that he's still friends with KJ. I was recently looking through older videos and he's like, no, me and KJ are still friends, etc., etc. That's the thing from Boole that we already read.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Mob mentality is toxic. I shared that more than one occasion. I was uncomfortable by the things said to me by Steve that were sexual in nature. Ask other women if they had experiences like that or felt demeaned by him. Then call me a liar. I know I'm not alone. You want to know how many people backed that claim up? Zero. Big fat nobody. And then, of course, somebody's got a screenshot going there talking about the the porn star that they had on, and then Katie Joy saying, "Wow, she's got some boobs though," and then Katie Joy and Shannon sexualizing themselves, and then Katie Joy talking about Mariah Carey's boobies.
Oh, that's from. I think that's Mariah that Todd was talking about in a video, saying he'd slap her titties around or something like that for 20 minutes.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Where's the proof of sexual harassment? Just curious because I haven't seen or heard it yet. No evidence. Just discredit me and remove her competition. Yeah.
Okay.
And then there was like another big non-apology from Jimmy Snow. Then there's another screenshot of the claims about Steve needed to be paid in cash. That's that one there. We talked about that one.
Yep.
September 28th, Catherine Paulson, 2018. Every girl has a story from high school. Why didn't I report?
We're just going to skip
Oh,
over.
really?
Yeah.
The false accusations of somebody else that she made?
No, this isn't her assault, though.
This is she made allegations saying that she was assaulted, and then here said it actually only involved him kissing her.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, she had said it was a little bit more than it was. According to her words also, so I don't know what's the truth. Who the hell knows anymore? My interview with Ed Bowen's sexual assault accuser, Laura Lee. This interview was difficult for me. Like Laura Lee, I was drugged. So yeah, see here she says she was drugged and such. And then in the screenshot above, she's like, it only involved kissing and touching.
I get the impression these were two separate incidents because she says at the top one, once when I was asleep and a second at a school dance. So I think once when I was asleep is the one that's on the screenshot below. And then and a second at a school dance. That one.
That's so unclear.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. I agree. It is. Yeah, it's not very clear. It's not. But I think that's. I mean, after you have to stop and think about it.
You're giving her a lot of charity. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna go over that one. All right. Oh, these are from her blog post. Oh, yeah. That's funny because she's been talking a lot about this today, apparently, because, she's been bringing my name up.
Oh, goody. Exciting.
Yeah. My one and only interrogation at the police station. Yeah. All right. That's another stream. Seriously. It's a whole other stream.
It's a pattern of behavior of her just bringing up tons of different things.
It is. Yes.
And then there's all the don't talk about me, talk about you. Steve. You're so blinded at Steve. He's mad at me because he can't get to Kyle. Kyle is who he wants. I'm just a target because Kyle left YouTube.
Where am I? Where are you?
I never once deleted my YouTube. I got hacked on my Twitter by Steve's trolls. Chesh has openly spoken about my son and uses my full name on YouTube all the time. Her Facebook is easy to find because she shares all Steve's crap. She's not hiding. I mean, she's right about that. I'm not hiding.
All right, so I'm guessing you're way down here.
I'm not quite that far down. A little bit up. Nope. There you
go. Okay. Oh, she's not hiding. Okay.
Not hiding. I share all of Steve's crap. I don't know what you mean. Informal power of attorney. What? That means nothing. A power of attorney implies Steve is incapable of making his own decisions. That's not what a power of attorney is. Crazy lady.
Oh, God, it's great.
I shared this because Kyle will finally be speaking, my former co-host who Steve bullied off of YouTube. You do not have to read these. Steve bullied Kyle off of YouTube? What?
So do we have a copy of the temporary restraining order?
Oh, no, well, not the restraint, the TRO
Okay,
itself. I don't think we
okay.
do. What we do have is if we go back to the first one, we can skip over what Steve's saying and just look at what her affidavit said.
Well, because I wanted to point out how she lied about the Violence Against Women Act.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, there was that claim that the judge or whatever had attacked that on the restraining order. I think I forget how she worded it, but she implied that that was added to it somehow.
Yeah. There was also the sorry.
No, I'm just saying, and it wasn't. It was complete and total bullshit.
Right. Yeah, because it wouldn't. What? Not only would it not apply because Steve is not and was never a significant other or in a relationship of like a personal relationship with Katie Joy, but also that there was never any. He's not in the same state, so it wouldn't apply anyway, and also that that act had expired or something that somebody had said. I'm flicking through the first one, but I don't see it in there, so I don't know if it got sent to you at all.
So yeah, basically, she lied about that. There was complete total bullshit. What we also have here is I have a copy of the confidentiality agreement between Katie and Steve from a year ago. This is why
I'm so excited.
This is why the two of them just, suddenly went quiet when discussing one another. They did have somewhat an agreement. They were allowed to still speak about one another, but only in certain contexts. So,
I think they both made a statement, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they both came out with a statement, and they both got pretty quiet, except that KJ had Unirock talking for her, and Steve was just like, meh.
All right, so there we go.
I think this will show that it had nothing to do with the VAWA. Yes. I think this has that information in there.
I think this is important to pay attention to, because this really, like Cheshire just pointed out, this kind of, it makes it obvious or known or apparent what this was all really about. And it wasn't because Katie feared for her safety or any shit like that.
Yeah, we get to the good stuff now. Now we're into the meat of this. So, the confidentiality agreement. Whereas Catherine M. Paulson is a Minnesota resident represented by Heather Olson, whereas I'm just going to skip over that. Right here. Steve Mcrae requested a hearing in the above captioned harassment restraining order file and said hearing was scheduled for June 22nd. Yep. Yeah, so it says that Katie applied for and received the ex parte, which is just automatic order of the TRO. And then there's the case file number. So if anybody wanted to look up the case file, it's probably public, so you could probably see what is and is not available. Well, we know I'm going to get reports, so. Heyo. And then so Steve said had Steve not fought it, right, then the TRO would have become an RO automatically. But because he fought it, it didn't go through because she dropped it. Okay, Katie, I'm just going to call her Katie, okay? It's easier for me. Yeah. Katie's in the process of initiating a separate defamation action against Steve in Minnesota District Court. Whereas prior to the harassment restraining order hearing, and before Steve was served with the summons and complaint in Katie's defamation action, the parties reached an agreement as follows. So that means Katie was planning on suing Steve for defamation, and before Steve was ever served with any summons about defamation, the parties reached an agreement about the harassment complaint. So this is the agreement that they came to. So it never went to, the harassment stuff never went to court. It got dropped under these conditions, or under this agreement between the two of them. So Katie shall dismiss without prejudice the harassment restraining order proceeding in, for a period of the second condition, for a period of 1 year, unless otherwise extended in Katie's defamation action against Steve,
neither party shall do any of the following directly or indirectly, meaning through agents or representatives.
Yeah, so this is a year, or unless it is extended by KJ suing Steve for defamation, which hasn't happened. There has been no indication that KJ has sued Steve for defamation at all.
Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. A. Contact the other party or comment on their online profiles, pages, channels. B. Disparage the other. I'm sorry.
That would include like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. They're not like sitting in each other's side chat talking shit, basically.
B. Disparage the other party. Disparage is defined as to speak of in a slighting or disrespectful way, belittle or reduce esteem or rank. And then publishing commentary regarding the other party would not necessarily be disparagement under this agreement. So basically, they could discuss one another, like if they're just reciting something that factually happened or something, someone said, but they can't give any opinion or whatever, it definitely no negative opinion. They can't.
Yeah, it'd be a matter of like if Steve said, KJ said this is the case. And it was just like, KJ said the pen was blue. Here's a picture of the red pen. That would be all Steve would be able to say. Or vice versa, KJ would be able to say, Steve said the pen was blue. Like she wouldn't be allowed to say, Steve said the pen was blue. Steve is an idiot. The pen is red. Here's a picture of a pen. You'd have to leave out the idiot part. Yeah.
But like if he was colorblind, you could say Steve is colorblind, so that's why he thinks the pen is blue, or whatever. But it has to be factual. Okay, where do they go? All right. C. Defame the other party. D. Make or participate in making any statement regarding the dismissal of the harassment restraining order proceeding in Wright County that a reasonable person would expect to be disseminated by means of public communication. Wait, what? Make or participate in making any statement regarding the dismissal. Okay, so what? They just agreed to make a statement? That's what that means?
Yes, yeah. Remember when they both came out with like a thing saying that we've reached agreement, blah, 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 blah? That's what that's referring to.
So
they weren't allowed to talk about the harassment order for a year.
Right. Okay. They could only just refer to the statement that they both agreed upon. Okay.
Yeah. Without details.
Right. The only exception to the prohibition outlined in paragraph 2 above is that Katie and Steve, at their discretion, publish the following statement. Here's a statement. The Minnesota Harassment Restraining Order action captioned, Katie, Steve, has been dismissed without prejudice. There is a pending Minnesota civil action captioned, Catherine v. Steve, Trina, that is unresolved. No further comment is appropriate at this time.
So that's basically both of them are allowed to say that this issue has been dismissed without prejudice. And that there is a pending Minnesota civil action for the defamation. But it never happened.
Right, yeah, it never did.
I mean, maybe it could happen now. Like, there's nothing stopping her necessarily from going out of her way to sue Steve now if she wanted to. Because it's without prejudice, so.
I'm guessing maybe she can only handle one defamation suit at a time, regardless if she's a petitioner or a respondent.
I don't know. Maybe I would, if she did, I would laugh. I would watch that. I'd follow. I'd bring my popcorn. That'd be a grand old time. We saw the screenshots of like what she was saying about Steve. She'd be getting slapped with a countersuit so goddamn fast and make her head spin.
I know. All right. I just had to get the next page ready because I didn't even have it up. Okay. 4, in the event that a party violates his confidentiality agreement, the non-violating party shall be entitled to liquidated damages from the violating party in the amount, it goes on to say $5,000 per each violation.
So you'll notice that at the very beginning of this, before you switch pages, is it does say you're not allowed to do it directly or indirectly through agents or representatives. I am of the opinion of the not professional goblin that I am, that paying Unirock to talk shit about Steve could probably be considered an agent or a representative, especially when he says, well, this is what Katie told me and I'm speaking out for her right now. That Steve guy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Wait, my ear thing just
So she
died.
may or may not have actually broken this this NDA here.
My
Maybe.
earbud just died. Let me connect my other pair real quick. It'll only take a second.
Oh no. Earbud down. Earbud down. Send help.
Cam mic audio. And what the hell?
Is there a vibration setting on the hammer asking for a friend? So I'm catching up on chat a little bit while we're waiting on the battery change. Hi everybody. If you have any questions, please at me. I'll keep an eye out for questions.
And can I hear you now?
Hello? Hi? Hello?
Wait a minute.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Wait a minute.
Oh. Panic.
Where's the mute? Okay, there. Right. Output. Input.
Oh. Oh.
Hello?
Are we... Hello? Hello? I've seen a tweet that says...
Oh, so annoying. My speakers are not showing up in StreamYard.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Are you connecting?
Oh, I was told I was supposed to talk dirty. You were asking about a hammer having a vibrator setting, and I think it would be really great if you could get like a rumble pack in your mouse, so that way if you're a mod, you could set it every time you ban somebody, your mouse would vibrate a little bit. I think that'd be pretty hot. Does that count? Did I do it? Did I do it right? I don't know.
Please be connected. Please be connected. Yay! All right, now I got him.
Hey, hello. Did we get it?
I think so. Oh wait,
I
can you hear me?
definitely did not say anything inappropriate to your followers while you were getting your headset fixed. 100% did not.
All right, guys, what did she say? What did she say? Was she talking about my vagina?
You know, I probably should have just shouted out my own channel, but I'm stupid and didn't think of that.
Okay, so I'm good then. You guys can hear me and everything. And there's no
Yes,
robot
I can
voice.
hear you. No problem. I love the blue lipstick, by the way.
Thank you.
On point. Love it.
I love it too, and I'm going to wear it more often now because I didn't have a lip liner for it, but now I do. So.
Ooh. You might need to
Okay,
zoom that in a little bit.
Yeah. And also, at the end of the top page here, that's what was the rest of the number 4 from the previous page. Like I said, in the event that a party violates this confidentiality agreement, the non-violating party shall be entitled to liquidated damages from the violating party in the amount of $5,000 for each violation.
Oh, it's for
with any
each
cost
violation.
Yeah.
So would like each Unirock video count as a violation, or would it be like each claim within that video? Because that would be a lot of money.
It could
if
be.
they were to find that
It
broke
would be
the
a lot.
NDA.
That
That'd be a
would be a
lot.
shitload. Yeah.
We need to go
that would be a
contact an actual lawyer who knows what they're talking about.
Okay, so
the whole point of the confidentiality agreement there, because it was said like over and over again, like Steve wasn't allowed to talk about Katie. He would, the whole restraining order, the whole business and everything, made him have to shut up for a year or whatever. That's not what happened. He was allowed to talk about Katie, but just in a reporting fashion, not in a gossip fashion or whatever.
I will admit, if anybody was relying on Steve to be talking about Katie's stuff, there was, like, me included, being like, Steve, you're overdoing it. Stop for a while. Stop for a bit. So there was like a handful of his friends, I think, went to him and were like, okay, listen, we get that you want to do this, but it's starting to consume you, in our opinion. And there's too much other stuff going on with Kyle that we need to focus on rather than Katie Joy's stupid nonsense. I would like to point out that whose handwriting is that for Steve? Did he write that date? Because that looks like he wrote it with his offhand.
Oh, right.
Oh,
God. I have not, like probably 20, 25 years ago, like I probably wrote, like physically wrote shit with a pen, like every day, at least. I can't, like if I pick up a pen now to write something, it's like, it's so rare. It's like a fluke thing or something now. And my handwriting sucks now. And it was bad before.
Oof. I still do art, so I use digital stuff a lot. So my pen hand is still good to do his thing. We did get a question in the chat from Keon, if I can find it again. What will happen after 1 year of that hearing for the restraining order? So there is no hearing for the restraining order because they dismissed this case. By they, I mean Katie and Steve dismissed this. They came to an agreement, which is what we just read, so there would be no hearing about it. It got dropped without prejudice. Now, because it's without prejudice, it means if she wanted to file another restraining order and try and get that approved, because this one was never approved, which is why they got an ex parte temporary restraining order, she could file again. Now, it would probably be considered erroneous for her to do so, and I don't think it would probably look very good to a judge that she did that. Exactly. So it might just get tossed out. I don't know how the court would, or how a judge might view that. Depends on the judge, et cetera, et cetera. And then I would imagine that Steve would just file again to be like, no, and here's why, and resubmit the same stuff. Then there's the idea that what was supposed to happen was that there was a pending, Katie was planning on suing Steve for defamation. That has not been filed as far as anybody can find. And as far as I'm aware, Steve has not been served anything. If you want to see this or ask Steve questions, if you go to him in private, I'm sure he'll be more than happy to answer questions for you and give you whatever it is you're looking for. But without that happening, I don't know what to tell you. She filed something that was, you'll notice in here when you brought up the VAWA, which is the what is it, violation of
Violence Against Women Act.
That's it.
Violence Against Women Act.
Not a single bit of this agreement has anything in it that says Steve has to stay away from KJ, or there's any kind of threat or like a radius that he has to stay out of. None of this has anything to do. This is all about Steve, don't talk about me. None of this is like says anything about harassment or making accounts or anything like that. So that's I think what you meant, Aaron, when you were saying that this tells us exactly what this is about. If you want to kind of expand a little bit more on that.
Well, right. I mean, yeah, because when all this shit first went down and everything, it was pushed just like regularly that she was awarded this restraining order, and it was under the Violence Against Women Act. And that's not the case. The Violence Against Women Act had nothing to do with this restraining order. She just threw in that title all on her own so she could, paint her little picture in a nice, pretty bow for everyone. I think that's really important that she not only lied, but she took a policy that is there for the protection of women who are victims of domestic violence or domestic abuse. She took that policy and applied it to internet gossip. That's what she did. She exploited this for her own benefit, and she lied while doing so. I that just screams at me. I can't get over that. I don't know.
Do you want to pop back on camera? I don't know if we're going to screen share anything else.
Yeah, I just want to do this first. Here's a link to Steve's YouTube channel if anyone wants to reach out to him or anything, because he said that he will share the additional some additional information that he has. He'll share, with people, or this stuff even. He'll further comment.
If you have questions, he'll
if you have
questions, express most of it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's his channel again. I don't know if he wants me to put an email or anything, but he's Steve Mcrae on Facebook, and so he's easy to find.
I think his thing is steveaskanything@gmail. I think is his email, but his email is in the description of his YouTube channel if you want to get in touch with him. It's about page or the description of any of his videos. There was one thing with the Katie dismissed this on her own.
Yeah.
So she came forward, made a big deal about this guy harassing her, and then when he spoke out against her, she slapped him with this and then backed off as soon as, I guess she got what she wanted, which was him not to talk about her.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Under the impression that she was supposed to be suing him for defamation, which never happened. So she didn't do that. She lied. I guess you could consider that a lie. It might not be a lie. Sometimes circumstances change and you change your mind, but I would, that's giving maybe KJ more charity than she deserves. Up to you guys to decide what you think about that.
I think where that goes, I think she just, by the following week, she was already on to someone else and some other trauma or drama or whatever. I don't know. I think that's
she wanted to detract people from what she had done to Steve. She's attacking a veteran for getting stolen from. Steve was stolen from, and she's going after him for being stolen from. What?
Okay, there. Sorry, I had to figure that out.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, while she's doing it, she's trying to maneuver or try to manipulate the situation to get his insurance and everything taken away from her and him. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah. And it's she went after him when he was probably more on the vulnerable side too, because this was just after or during the blowout of non sequitur before a lot of it was definitely before, at least initially, the sexual harassment claims and the medical fraud claims were both before the default judgment. So it was before Steve had won his case. So
sorry.
There's that.
Okay. All right. Now I see. I'm sorry. I was looking at chat and I was wondering why that person was timed out. Good job, JC. Yeah. It's weird though to see. Here's someone in this community here. This anti-Katie community or whatever, and they're saying stuff here that it would ultimately, it would be in support of Katie, I would think, and it's definitely, against Steve. It's just I don't know. That always amazes me.
Yeah, I think, there's definitely crossover. There's people that don't like KJ and people that don't like Steve.
Right.
And that's fine. You don't have to like either of them. It's just the facts of the matter are this. She falsely accused him of fraud and of sexual harassment. Falsely. That's just a fact. And so there is nothing to back up a single thing that she's saying, and like usual, there isn't. And so when he defended himself, she called harassment on that to say he's making videos about me, and the only reason he's making videos about me is because I keep talking about him.
Yeah, and also I just want to point out that anyone can say whatever they want. That's not even what I'm suggesting here. But if you come into a community where you know that the things you are going out of your way to say are not going to be well received, and you're doing it probably for that purpose, I just want to point out that you kind of lose the credibility afterwards to then sit there and say, "Oh, look at all these people harassing me," and play victim.
Well, it's bizarre to see the hypocrisy of both Katie and Unirock, because Unirock carried on her claims to say that Steve was harassing her. When Steve made a couple of videos about her, especially in comparison with the number of videos that Unirock has made about Steve, the number of videos he's made about Red's Rhetoric, the number of videos he's made about the Non Sequitur Showcase, and then the number of videos she made about Steve, and the number of videos she's made about the Duggars, and the number of videos that she's made. It's absurd. It's hypocrisy at its finest. And it's like, again, the complaint was, don't talk about me talking about you. And it's like, you don't get to do that.
All right, just going over to chat here, see.
Without a Lawyer says, LOL, and tonight she named, 65284657839 people of harassment. Yeah, didn't she say she was going to put forward a class action lawsuit and it was going to be her up against a bunch of people, and that is the opposite of what a class action lawsuit is?
Yeah.
For anybody who doesn't know, a class action lawsuit is when a group of people sue one person, not when one person sues a group of people. I'm pretty sure that would have at least some other kind of classification.
It's a class of people taking action. It's
bringing a suit.
Yeah.
About law.
Brandon says, keep in touch with Cheshire. She is the best resource when it comes to Katie bullshit and Unirock. Thank you. I will keep that in mind. Honestly,
I don't. Andy sometimes.
Yeah. I think about that too. Like when I was on Facebook and everything all the time, rather than YouTube, and the whole vaccine.
Oh God.
Exactly. The whole community there and everything. I was actually proud of myself, kind of, for like the shit I learned and what I was doing. And now I know Katie. I feel like, how far have I fallen?
Oh no, that's like a little less proud of yourself because it feels a little bit more like you're banging your head against a wall, and a little bit less educational, I guess. There's a value to kind of exploring and assessing patterns of behavior and being able to like kind of weed through nonsense to kind of figure out what's being said, because some YouTubers and people in general do a lot of doublespeak. So they'll say, oh well, he harassed me, well he made me feel uncomfortable. Well, those are two very different things, and so people don't catch that as quickly a lot of the time. And as you get practiced at it, and as you learn to use your listening ears and pay attention to what you're hearing, it becomes a lot easier. And KJ makes a good example.
She really does. Yeah. And actually, like, following the anti-vaxxers around and everything, that's like I don't know, I think that they all need to be like skilled in that, because it's even if you're looking for it, what you're familiar with it, you still end up missing it a lot. It's weird. I was on Twitter earlier today, and someone was claiming harassment or abuse, I think was the word. And I'm like, okay, that's not abuse. Pointing out something is not abuse. Even if it's just an insult is an insult. It's not abuse. It just, there's different, levels here. Yeah,
there's a quote from KJ that I used in my thumbnail about the video I did about her ages ago, and it's not, what did she say? It's not harassment to call out the lies of a liar or something like that. And it was just like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Steve's harassing you? But it wasn't about Steve harassing her. It was about Steve pointing out how inconsistent and factually incorrect she was, and she couldn't have that because it was bad for her image, especially with the size of her channel at the time. And realistically, it's just going to get worse. I remember she's like, oh, I don't have any trolls. I've never been on Kiwi Farms. And then there's like another post over here being like, oh yeah, I use Kiwi Farms all the time. And she's going to go the same way of Creepshow art. It's just that I don't know if she's going to go like as far as that, just because I don't think she has like friends the way Creepshow seemed to.
Yeah, I think she's already like there. She just she hasn't been caught yet, but I mean, I think she probably, even like if she and Creepshow were friends at any point in time, I would bet money on it that she taught Creepshow everything Creepshow knew. I mean, just saying.
Oh yeah. Well, I do know that KJ was trying to jump onto the Creepshow drama, saying that Creepshow harassed her or whatever, which is kind of bizarre because I distinctly remember Creepshow saying she was getting harassed by somebody, and Unirock and KJ trying to say that Creepshow was referring to me, and then Creepshow coming out and saying, no, KJ's been harassing me. I was talking about her. So she is now claiming that the person who said that she was getting harassed, which she agreed with, that she was getting harassed, was actually harassing her. It's nonsense.
Okay.
It's nonsense.
I found the screenshot of her quote that you mentioned earlier, but for some reason it's taken forever to download.
I might have it down.
Okay, I got it. Sorry, I got it. I'm putting it up in a tab right now, just because it is a good. It's a good quote, but yeah, and it's really good that it came out of whose mouth it came out of. I don't know. It's funny.
It's a good one.
There we go. I have to make it bigger though.
That was bullying. That's what it was. I was close.
It's not bullying when you show the inconsistencies and flat out lies of liar. Yeah, this is actually the banner in the group. So it's a good one. You said, I'm like, I know where to find that. I know where that is.
Yes. Yeah. No, there's a couple like little nuggets of just complete and utter hypocrisy, or like at least the self-awareness of a potato. Where it's just you just said something that just applies so well to yourself and your complaints that it's so bizarre. I don't know. There's got to be like a level of delusion, like self-delusion that goes on to be that unaware of your own actions. Yeah.
And to be like so adamant to remain unaware, you know, it's
right.
I mean,
willfully so. Yeah.
Yeah. They has to take work. I mean, you have to work at being that ignorant, I think.
Take some effort at the very least.
Yeah.
Do you think Steve's going to end up doing any videos about KJ in the future now that this, not that he couldn't before, but do you think he'll take the opportunity to do so?
I don't know. Maybe. It's you'd have to ask Steve that, I think. Yeah. I think you'd have to ask Steve.
I think I'm probably going to ask him to come over to my channel since I've done a couple of interviews with people who have been like screwed over by Katie in the past, that it might be interesting to interview Steve.
What the hell? I'm sorry. Someone told me to check Twitter DMs and I just pulled it up. Do you want? It has nothing to do with Steve.
Spice increases. The level of spice has evolved.
I mean, it has nothing to do with Steve, so I mean, I don't have to talk about it now. I'm just saying.
You're gonna bait everybody like that?
Oh, okay. All right. I just downloaded it. Let me pull it up. Of course, my computer takes forever though to download. Because I want to share.
We gotta GoFund you. We gotta start a GoFundMe for you and get you not a Mac.
See, my Mac used to kick ass. This used to be like the best computer. I don't know what the problem is though with it now. I don't.
The problem is it's a Mac.
I'm just gonna take a screenshot of it. That'll be quicker. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Workarounds. If Steve does, then he'll be to blame for everything wrong that's ever happened to KJ instead of Creepshow. I mean, he was until it was Creepshow. So I mean, that wouldn't be anything new for Steve, I don't think. I think Steve should approach his lawyer regarding the TRO contract then. If the lawyer says go for it, he should. Well, the TRO is non-existent anymore. It was dismissed, and so that doesn't exist anymore. And the NDA is it's past a year now. So all of this is now squashed. It's all expired.
Yeah, that's why we were showing it. It's no longer a legal document. And you know.
Oh, hey, that's KJ talking about you.
Yep. Yes. Wait. First of all, who's EKC Productions? I've never heard of this company before. I mean, who is it? You are a bully you're a bully, a stalker, and a harasser. Your continued monetization of my trauma and platforming my abusers to smear me makes you a disgusting human. I will not bite my tongue anymore. Leave me alone, you narcissistic bully. Oh my God,
it's not bullying to point out and call out the inconsistencies and flat out lies of a liar, KJ.
Yeah, and you know, and I talk about other things on here than just, you know, her trauma. Thank you. Oh, there is an EKC production company. She thinks it's me though. Yeah, there's a YouTube channel too. She thinks it's me.
Oh. Well, you know.
Oh, that's
hi, KJ. Apparently she's watching. Oh, did this just happen? Am I the ex-abuser? Am I the platforming the abuser? Am I the abuser here?
Yeah. I think you're right. I think,
Hey,
yeah.
hey, KJ, I've interviewed a bunch of people who you have taken advantage of and harassed in the past. Would you like to come on and be interviewed by me on my channel? Because that'd be great. We can talk about all this. Let's be friends. Don't worry, I'm not gonna bait you like Unirock did, and you don't have to pay me.
The screenshot I was sent, it says 9:39 p.m. Now, I don't know. This isn't her time. It's not my time. It's the time of whoever it is that took the screenshot of her comment. I'm kind of curious, though, what time zone they are in, because we started at what, 9:45?
Yeah.
So did she make the comment before we even started? I mean, I'm curious. I'm just curious what the answer is to that one. I mean, it's not important, but
I don't know. I spoke with KJ once, kind of, and it was because she was doing a live stream and she was talking about some stuff, and I asked her a question in her live chat. She then blocked me and had already blocked me on Twitter, or proceeded to then block me on Twitter. I can't remember the Twitter order, but she blocked me and then responded in the live saying, if you have any questions, talk to me privately. But she had already blocked me. So
Yep.
But that's the closest thing I've ever had to like a conversation with her. I asked her about something to do with Steve. I was like, hey, I've got a question about this, whatever. It wasn't like a horrible question. I think it was something about, hey, did you take this video down or did you strike Steve or something? I can't remember, but it was funny.
Well, I think this is kind of amusing to me because I guess she said earlier in her live stream that she knows where I live, but yet, so she has all this information on me, but yet she doesn't know who EKC Productions is because it's clearly not me. So
sounds like that double speak again.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm thinking either she employed someone really horrible at digging up information on people, or it's her and she's horrible at it, as we all know, or she's lying. I don't know.
She's got somebody else to do her dirty work for her. Shocking. Hey, I mean, she can reach out to me. My DMs are open. I will remind everybody my DMs are public information should I choose to release that.
I guess she's still tweeting about me. Oh, that's funny.
We can have a discussion about her hotness. It'll be fun.
Well, this can be a boring stream.
Come, KJ, I'll make a safe space for you on my channel for like 2 hours or something. Come on. Come on, it'll be fun. I'm harmless. I'm just a little goblin.
Apparently, I'm EKC Productions, so I'm gonna change.
You're just the worst. I don't know what to tell you. You're just a bully.
I know.
How dare you? How dare you read out this expired NDA, you monster?
Yeah, this is what it appears that what I had on my, or who and what I had on my stream tonight really kind of hit a nerve with her if she's kind of carrying on like this. So did she not realize it's been a year? Did the date just completely slip her mind? I mean,
did she forget that she was supposed to be suing Steve for defamation?
Exactly. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like if it's that important to you that people not discuss this, that this information is not then revealed, then you think you'd remember the upcoming date in which that expires. But that's just me.
Well, I can't imagine that there would be any issue putting out the expired NDA, as Steve is known for double checking with his lawyers ahead of time before he puts out anything. So,
right, yeah.
And I say lawyers because of the Non Sequitur Show lawsuit, as well as his lawyer for this situation. So, I mean, there's so many there's so many just little things. She's just mad that people are talking about something that went on a year ago that she thought she quashed. She didn't think anybody was going to remember or bring this shit up again because she didn't want anybody to talk about it anymore, which is why she got an NDA in the first place and why she tried to basically slap suit Steve. So he wouldn't talk about her talking about him, so she could get away from having conversations about it. And, well, now, surprise, it's back because the internet never forgets.
Yeah, because
Shocking.
she can't control whatever, is being said. And so oh my God, people can say whatever they want. We can't have that. We have to limit their speech, damn it. It can only be Katie approved speak.
Oh man, I've got somebody sending me some screenshots. Do you want me to send them to you about what KJ's saying?
Sure, I'll take them. I mean, I love Twitter, so I don't know. I'm looking over EKC's channel here. I think I'm going to reach out to them and just say, hey, sorry if you get any shit.
I'll send them to you on Discord here, if that's cool. Okay. Does that work?
Yeah, I just gotta open it. That's all. It only takes a second.
Okay. It's okay. It's gonna take me a second to pass them over.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of had to open anyways because that looks like that's the only way I can get in touch with the owner of this community or whatever, this production company. Oh, they don't have an email listed.
Spicy. Yo, she mad. Yo, she big mad. Hi, Katie.
You mad, bro?
Yo, you mad? God, don't talk about this stuff that I thought nobody was ever going to bring up again because it makes me look awful and like a terrible person. Because I'm a terrible person. That's the thing. The thing is that she got an NDA that had absolutely nothing to do with violence against women, had nothing to do about actually being stalked or harassed, and had entirely to do with her image, and that Steve made her look bad. And she couldn't stop talking about him, and she couldn't make him just go away because when she started talking about other things, he would fact check her then. And so because she didn't like that she was getting fact checked because it made her look bad because she was wrong or lying and then never corrected herself and never went against or corrected herself or retracted any correction that there was about these false sexual assault or sexual harassment allegations, that she tried to Me Too him, which he wrote a whole blog explaining that situation, which I read over on my channel if you don't have time to read the blog, but go check out the blog if you want to. But like this whole thing was just all about how I need to stop this guy from talking about me. And if I say he's cis white man, #me too, he's gonna it'll force it. I'll be able to take advantage of the current social atmosphere to get him to shut up. And it didn't work. So she had to go the legal route.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Are you, I just now looked at the screenshots. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yo, she mad. It's funny. Did you know you're an apologist? Congratulations.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. The fucked up part is she's not even the first person to call me that this month.
What?
Really?
Yeah. There's another channel I had some beef with or whatever because I was in defense of someone that they were targeting, but this person did make some really shit remarks. They've since realized this or admitted to this much anyways, and all I said was, yo, yeah, that was shit. What you guys are doing though is shit too. Just maybe knock it off. And
it's almost like your channel is EKC people suck, and your intro says we all suck sometimes. Everyone sucks here.
Apparently, they're not expecting to find sucky people or something that I speak to when whatever.
It's definitely not on brand for you to say, hey, what you did is kind of sucky, and hey, what you did was kind of sucky, when what you do is talk about people sucking. I don't it's so off brand. I don't know.
Oh my God. All right. So let's see here. Is that it? Just the two? Okay, good. It's just the two. Don't take that wrong. Yeah. I don't want more. Please don't speak anymore of me. Just leave it alone, man. Leave it alone. All right. That one. I don't know. I'm going to put it up here anyway since we're already on it.
Yo,
we're already talking about it.
Big mad. Yeah, I'm just reading through the rest of these now.
Is it that one? Did I not share that? There we go. Okay. Yeah. Aaron Costello, you are our apologist that monetized my art. Yo, she obtained a redacted police report. Yes, I did. Redacted. Of my R, outed me as the victim. She made 3, she's saying this because she took down her live stream.
We literally just looked at screenshots of her talking about this. Nobody outed her but herself. Why do
And-
people keep thinking that doxing, like talking about people's public information that they make public, is problematic? I don't understand this. If it's doxing or private information, then it would be a problem. But none of this information is private because you said it in public.
And that's
How
the
dare
thing.
you read out my own words to me, you monster?
That's the thing. This whole thing, her whole, everything in her report, she said, I was able to obtain the information that helped me get her report by the information she provided everyone.
You can't get mad. Okay, listen. If I give out enough information, so let's say I'm anonymous on the internet right now, and I don't use my real name, but I tell you that, let's say I say I'm a politician, and I say a location about where I live, abouts, and then I say like what political party I'm affiliated with, and I encourage people to get more interested in politics. And I've done, let's say, separately from my online persona over here, I've done a public interview with my face and my name as like with a news organization, let's say. Mm-hmm. And people use this information to find this interview. Public information and public information. You can't get mad because people drew lines between two public informations. Mm-hmm. Now, if one of these was private and was like, I don't know, when you're a politician, your address and all that stuff has to be public. But let's say your social security number. If somebody were to find that and post that, which is not public information, that's private information, then it would be like doxing, or it would be problematic because it's private information. But everything that you've made public is public information. Mm-hmm. Connecting the dots to your public stuff is not...
Yep. Everything that is known about her assault, her essay, is because of information that she shared multiple times across multiple platforms and multiple times in history even, it wasn't just something that she did just like one month last year. It's been over the years pretty much. What made this past year so much more different is that she gave the officer's name, and she gave the name of the precinct in which she made the report. To my knowledge, she never given that information in the past. I think maybe the officer's first name, that was it. So it could actually be like defamation. And when she did this to explain who it is that she was accusing of doing these horrible things when taking her report, when interviewing her. She made horrific and false claims against a professional, a public servant even. That could have been just detrimental in the trust relations between their law enforcement, their department, and their town. That's what upset me. That's why I did what I did. And again, if she hadn't put all the information out there, I never would have I wouldn't have known anything.
Well, the thing is that KJ also, depending on how it's very easily argued, I'll put it that way, could be viewed as either a journalist or a public person. And because she acts like she's a YouTube celebrity. Celebrities fall under the group of people that cannot be doxxed because a lot of their information has to be public because of their line of work. Journalism tends to entail it, and so does being a celebrity. Politicians, it's required.
Yeah, I think they can't really have the same expectation of privacy at that point. So,
right. Yeah, so there's your expectation of privacy is very, very different. Of course, this depends on where you go. Different countries and different states have different rules because they just have different sets of expectations. But it's pretty, there's something called the Freedom of Information Act, which is related to politicians and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I use.
Then you know that your audience knows. They're smart cookies. They've been around the block. They know what is and is not public and private information of a person.
Right.
Although I do think that there are a lot of people who don't actually know what information is public and private of themselves. That tends to happen a lot.
Yes, that's the thing. That's and I this actually taught me a little bit as far as what constitutes public information, and what the public has a right to be informed on. But in this case here, it's an old case. It was closed for years, and like they redacted the sensitive information, the stuff I didn't have, the right to be privy to. So they redacted like her name and shit like that, But she already revealed herself as that victim, and her three live streams about it. And
her multiple posts and blog posts and interviews and whatever the hell. Yeah.
I want to go on here and say, out of me as a victim on your quest to discredit and claim I'm lying. I was the only one that looks like a piece of shit is you for publicized. I publicized it. I published it.
I'm pretty sure she publicized it, but whatever.
My
semantics, I guess.
You're right. She's right though. I did have an agenda. I absolutely had an agenda when I did this. My agenda was to determine whether or not she was telling the truth about this officer and her claims about him. That was my agenda. And
so you're trying to verify the thing she'd said.
Right, exactly. So and the only way to know if he did or said these things, or the only way to know whether or not he took her report seriously, is to learn what steps he took in investigating her report. How do you do that? I needed the police report. Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I did. And from what I seen in the police report, he did his job. He absolutely did his job. But I want to point out here, this is what nobody takes into consideration. This is the most important part. She herself said in the live streams that her interview with the detective was recorded. Okay. I did not obtain the recording. I just want to throw that out there. So after Red and I discussed this and everything on her channel last October, Katie got big mad again. And she filed a complaint against this detective with the police department. They investigated, which means they looked at all the evidence to determine whether or not his behavior was unbecoming in 2007, which means they looked at, or they listened to the recording, and they found her claims to be unfounded, which means
shocking.
She lied. So, but no one ever takes that into consideration. She made a report. They looked at the evidence, including the recording, determined she was whatever. Her claims had no bearing, no proof, whatever.
That seems to be a consistent thing with her. She makes claims, and then everybody goes, where? And then nothing. And then unfounded nonsense. Mm-hmm. Delusion.
Yeah. And the whole thing with my agenda was that making claims like that against an officer, someone who was still at the department, mind you, someone who was still investigating these types of crimes, someone who's still taking reports and everything, to put that much distrust and that much shame on a public servant here only hurts the community. It's going to scare other victims from coming forward. That was my concern. But
also,
I'm a piece of shit.
Also, if you keep in mind that the current political climate when it comes to dealing with police officers.
Right, yes. And this is what's so funny, because I've been on the other side. I've been I don't know, arguing against people who were supporting police actions for years. So to find myself standing behind the officer was a little strange, I'll admit, but it is what it is.
Well, you just wanted to verify a woman's claims. Because, it's important to believe and verify and take seriously and investigate when victims come forward and say that there's a problem. So you did the thing, and big mad because
she was found to be bullshit. Yeah, exactly. And and I took screenshots and I saved all the videos and everything, and I put it in a Google Drive file or folder, whatever, and I sent it to the police department because I figured, hey, if she's lying about this officer, well, then they should probably know, because she's doing it on a huge platform publicly. And if she's not lying, well, they should probably know that too. So, and she was lying.
Well, especially if something like this, it's hard to say sometimes when you do something like that, whether or not the media catches hold of it, and what if it happens to like hit the right time in the right place and it explodes, and you end up like getting somebody attacked or their house getting graffitied, or like somebody might rip up a pride flag if you do something like that. You can't have that.
Yeah, that's right. Also, when people were accusing her and her husband of being racist, and she did a live stream, she's like, you can't just accuse people of that. I mean, they could get someone killed. They could get us killed, you know? And I'm like, well, who's going to kill you for being a racist? Who are you accusing of being these potential murderers? The people who are against racism? So you making that claim sounds kind of racist to me. I'm just saying.
It's like if you've said something and then somebody follows through your train of logic to be like, okay, what are you actually saying here? And you break it down and it just turns into like this garbled nonsense of like usually just putting somebody else in danger from what you're actually saying.
Yep.
And maybe kind of racist. Maybe that too. Depends on what you're saying. She's making defund police about her as she does anything else that gets attention. That's a good point. Thank you.
Yeah,
yes, good point. Everything. Come on my channel. Come on, KJ. We'll find something to talk about. We'll talk about your dog training. Yeah, she was talking about how her dog was jumping over the fence and all that fun stuff.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, she trains her dogs? Really?
I don't think so. That's why we can talk about it. But hey, what do I know? It's just my opinion. Just asking questions. I don't know.
Right, sure. Okay, now
I want to know how much money she sent to Unirock.
Yeah, that's too bad they didn't use like Venmo or something. I only saw PayPal links, so.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious to know how if she donated to Kyle's fraudulent GoFundMe. So if she's planning on suing him to get her money back because that was fraud. I'm curious to know how much she paid Unirock and whether or not she might consider that something like that breaking of the NDA. I'm curious to know if and when she plans on suing Steve for defamation and what she's kind of planning on doing with that, and if she has like evidence. And I also want to know if she's still friends with some of the people that we saw in those screenshots, because I would be curious.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, by the way, too,
friends. I use the term friends loosely.
Right. Yeah, true. But if anyone wants to know like any more like backstory or whatever on Katie and just really more like secondhand accounts, I guess. Cheshire did TLDR, I think it was, right? Or no,
I did a TLDR, yeah, and I did 2 interviews
with Lauren, I think was her name.
Yeah, and Brittany.
Right, but I'm talking about though from the Facebook group.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna grab the link for it now and I'll share it. But it's an interview with someone who was in a Facebook mommy group with Katie, and who knew her, and she pretty much just details and explains how it all kind of blew up. And also too, this is where the claim comes from, where that Katie used fundraising money or something, or donations to fund her house. So
yes,
I find it very interesting.
That was a big oof. That was an interesting conversation. She was a lovely woman. She was very forthcoming with any kind of story or information or screenshots. If you needed to see more of what was being said, like the receipts and stuff. She was very nice, pleasant to talk to. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, I enjoyed listening to it. So I got it.
I think I might end up going over the NDA a little bit more on my channel also, just to so it's in a couple of different places. I also covered Steve's The Me Too thing. So if you're curious about that, there was actually another woman who wrote a blog in response. I think it was S.J. Thomason wrote a blog about like what constitutes harassment and stuff and what is and is not sort of acceptable. And I looked over that as well. I think there was another one I did too that was because I was trying to get like all of this stuff that was going on sort of in one place, so people could like sort of find a lot of these blogs that were getting written about KJ in different places to onto the YouTube community where she was kind of being the most problematic.
Your sound, it's I don't know. It could be me. I don't know. Is anyone else like hearing a whole bunch of static when she talks? So it could be.
I have that problem with Streamlabs a lot when I'm on Google Chrome.
Now you're fine. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't really make out what you were saying though. But okay, yeah, you're good now. Sorry, my bad.
I should see if I remember what that. Hold on, now I need to check because I can't remember what that video was. It was somebody's blog.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
And they were kind of talking about KJ without talking about KJ. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. I think I called it "What the Balls." Because I have the maturity and humor of a 12-year-old. I don't know what to tell you.
Of a 12-year-old male.
Oh.
No.
Yes. 12-year-old boy.
Is it in your Without a Crystal Ball playlist, do you think? Or
probably. It's probably all in there. So I also went over the flag stuff. We did that.
Yep. Yeah, I see that. Yeah. I actually, I'm just going to share the playlist. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that works.
Because there's a lot of videos in here. I didn't even realize you had this many about Katie. I mean, I knew about the X mods and like the whole one other, I don't know, drama thing, and and Lauren.
Yeah, I titled it Goblin Reads Balls. And it was a Kalulu blog.
Okay.
So it was Suzanne, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say, where do I know that name from? That word. That's right.
Yeah. I read out her blog.
Yes, that's Suzanne, How Not to Move to Costa Rica, for anyone who is unaware.
Yes, yes. And it's very well written. I enjoyed I enjoyed reading it.
Yeah, for those who don't know, she used to write for Patios, and she had a blog. I think she still writes on her own blog, but under the same name of No Longer Quivering. So
yes,
check her out. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, Tia Sabo. Can Steve go after Katie for the uni videos? Also for the lawyer fund, LMAO. Does she need some cheese to go with her wine? Thank you so much for the lawyer fund. Yeah, I saw it. Someone made a comment or whatever about the lawyer fund for me.
Nice. Can Steve go after Katie for the uni videos? Potentially, but I don't think he will. That's just my opinion. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't asked. I think that if he was going to, he probably would have done it while the NDA was still active. But if Katie does end up deciding to sue him for defamation, then potentially that would probably come up.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty good answer. I mean,
I don't think Steve will sue her on
right.
his own. I think he'll only do something reactionary. So, like, if she tries to sue him, he's just going to slap her right back with a not physically, metaphorically, harassment.
Yeah. I get the impression that he hasn't really, he's not been at all negatively affected by not talking about Katie this past year.
No, not really. I don't think so. I think it's probably been good for his health, to be honest. I think it was a well-needed break. I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to hearing what he has to say on some of this stuff, which is why I'm considering interviewing him whenever the time comes about to be. It sucks to be I understand that there's a whole lot of male privileged straight white men stuff and yada yada yada, and that Steve is just a straight white guy.
Right.
But trying to use Me Too as a weapon to try and shut somebody up who's being fairly critical of you because you're lying about them and they're defending themselves is kind of some horrendous garbage. That's some horrendous nonsense in my opinion.
Yes, that I would even argue that is what constitutes someone being a shit human. And just
Yeah, that's pretty garbage. That's you. That's
Yeah.
oh, hi, thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage. Like,
thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you, Sue M, for the super chat. Crowdfunding for your upcoming lawsuit, EKC Productions. And Golden Unicorn, thank you so much for the super chat. I hope Steve sues Katie Joy Paulson. And
it would be
Jenny
funny.
Jump, thank you for your super
finish
sticker.
one lawsuit first.
Yeah, one lawsuit at a time.
Get one
yeah,
done.
the Jenny Jump, thank you.
Yes, I love the little
Sorry.
hearts. Oh, the stickers are so
forget.
cool.
Yeah, I will totally forget to say thank you. That's why I'm sorry. I'm being rude and just interrupting because if I don't,
Oh no!
it'll go
That's
by.
normal for me. I'm used to that. I'm usually the one who has to interrupt Steve for the super chats.
Any questions? Yeah, does anyone have any questions? I didn't even really make it a point to do question time yet. So let's do that now. If you have any questions, just either tag myself or Cheshire Viq so we can, just easily spot it. Or you can just
Yeah, I'm watching.
Start off with a capital Q and then continue.
Nice.
Puck. All right.
Oh.
Yeah. I just saw it pop up on Puck. Okay.
Hey, what are you doing? What's this?
Okay.
I don't have any treats. Here, I have this plate. You want this plate? You gonna poke your head up? What's this? Well, there he is.
Who am I talking to?
Thanks for being.
Oh, your dog. I wasn't even looking at the stream. I was looking at the YouTube one. I'm like, who is she talking to? That's all right. My video here is paused for some reason. That's why I didn't even see the dog.
Do you hate pineapple on pizza? The correct answer is yes.
I can't believe
so, pineapple on pizza. Here's the thing. Most places and most times people ever get pineapple on pizza is when it's garbage. Pineapple on pizza can be decent. It's not my favorite. I wouldn't pick it, but I would consume it if you have fresh pineapple on fresh pizza. You need to have, it needs to be fresh. If it is not fresh, it is absolute garbage trash. However, if you're actually at an Italian restaurant that has the big pizza ovens, that is an actually we make the pizza when you order it place, and they have fresh pineapple rings, it's passable.
I would say that is the best way to eat pineapple on pizza. Absolutely.
It's the only way to eat it, because if you eat it any other way, it's like canned pineapple and it seeps into it.
See, that's my favorite part of the pineapple pippy. It's the juice getting absorbed by the rest of the pizza. You could even take the pineapple off, and I would be very happy.
That's the worst. You shouldn't be able to take the pineapple off, and it has that little indent because it's acid embedded itself into the pizza. It's no, it's been sitting too long. It needs to be eaten well before that.
I saw a question here somewhere. Damn it. Oh, there it is. I can't read the name though because I can't see I have the light dim. Otherwise, it blinds me.
Oh, it's Letty.
Letty. Okay. Whatever happened to Canning Dix? That's what I call him. Whatever happened to Canning Dix, the up and coming band with Katie's husband? I don't know. Who?
I will add that to my list of questions right now for when KJ comes on my channel for an interview, since she's so mad.
Yes, very
there
good.
We go.
Yes. I don't think she's going to come on my channel. I don't know. I mean, I could try. But
maybe she'll come on your channel. She likes being friends with YouTubers.
It took me for a second to hit. Okay.
Do you think she's mad that nobody takes her seriously, and the only time anybody takes her seriously is when she's done something awful, and we're all like, why? You could just not.
Yeah. I think that upsets her more than, I think she cares about that more than the money aspect. Although I think the money is a close second. I don't know.
It's an image thing.
About that one. Yeah,
it's an image thing.
Exactly. Thank you so much for the super sticker, Halliana from Kalamazoo, or super chat, Halliana from Kalamazoo, supporting EKC production. I don't have to give it
what's
to
the
Casey, right?
I think there's a now they're gonna sue you for that $5 super chat.
Yeah.
Good job. There was a. I'm curious about your opinion about this, and I'm curious about the chat's opinion. Do you mind if I ask the chat a question? Okay, so you as well as chat, I would like to know if you think that now that this is out and available and people have the opportunity to talk about this, that KJ is going to go back to making allegations against Steve. 1 in the chat for yes, 2 in the chat for no.
I think she's definitely. I think that he's probably the next person that, or he's now going to become the person that is assigned the blame for everything. I think. Like I predict over the next few days, maybe even a week or so, that everything that happens, everything that goes wrong, even some past shit, is now going to be, Steve's fault again. That's what I predict.
Yeah. I think somebody asked if I had seen Todd eating cupcakes. I have not. I have not seen this. Do I need to see this?
Guys, why do you guys keep making me play this on my channel? All right, no, I kind of like the video. It's funny. Yes, you do.
Okay.
You need to see it. You have to see it. Here, I'll
okay. All right, I'm ready. I'm probably not ready.
You're not ready. Okay. No one's ever prepared. No one's ever prepared.
All right. Does anyone take KJ seriously outside of KJ's cult of Karens?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Seriously?
Maybe
no,
for like
I
a
think,
short time and then not.
I think that she holds about as much seriousness, whatever, in people's minds as like maybe reading the Inquirer. I would put up with there around there. Right. Profile.
I'm seeing mostly 1s. I'm seeing a couple like 2s, but she's going to more later.
Okay.
Like, so she's not going to talk about him right now, but she will in a little while. That could be the case.
Yeah, that's what I think too. But I think for right now, she's going to assign like all blame to him for starting now. So
yeah, I think that I don't think she cannot. Do you know what I mean? Like, the reason she went this route was because he was making her look bad, and she could not stop talking about him because it's the only way she thought she could maintain any credibility. And now that it's back because it's the internet and it's never really gone, and she didn't actually ever deal with anything, I think she's going to feel obligated and a lot of pressure to do so, especially since there's so many creators that don't like her now that Steve is probably more than willing to talk to, so they can have all this information to chat about this all day.
That is a great point. Like you thought it was bad a year ago. Like it could be worse. Right? That is a good point.
Okay.
All right, so
I'm already liking the screenshot of the Footloose-esque shot here.
Well, yeah, hold on. Just remember that feeling, because it'll be a fond, distant memory shortly. Wait, let me take us out of it. Okay.
Oh God, this is the opening to her. Oh dear. Okay.
Hello.
Hey. Welcome to my ASMR channel. I got something real special for you tonight. I'm going to do a mukbang video for you, and I'm going to eat this cupcake right here. So, without further ado, enjoy.
Sorry, I tried not to laugh.
Unbreaking eye contact.
Riff number 1. Wow. What a killer riff. That was awesome. Cupcake is so good. Wow.
What?
I was going to just do one for y'all, but I'm almost done with this one. I'll do 2. Riff number 2. Mm-hmm. Damn. Oh, that was excellent. Just excellent. Thanks for coming back to my ASMR video here. Well, I ate all the cupcakes, but I'm kind of hungry and figured I'd give you guys some more. So I got me a hot.
No,
pocket.
not the Hot Pocket.
Oh,
A Minnesota Hot Pocket, mind you.
That is delicious. Oh my God. Ugh.
this food is being assaulted right now.
Excellent. Really, really good. Anyway, here's riff number 3. Honey, can you go out and give me some White Castle? Man.
So yeah, that's the cupcake video. Do you have any questions? I'm guessing you do. Oh shoot! I took it out. I took it off the screen, but I'm going to read one of the comments because I think maybe that might help with some of your questions. It said by one of the mods. It said Toad was a special guest on a web series. We are respecting the guy's channel and have only clipped out the parts with Toad. Please do not seek this channel out and do not flood this unsuspecting, seemingly nice guy with a hate for spam for having Toad on. Enjoy this video of Toad out in the wild. So yeah, there's that. I think I've ever seen Cheshire like speechless. Like seriously, I'm wondering if maybe she's on mute.
If Todd was worried about my vagina being boring and dry before, it is certainly not that now after watching that. The cream on that face.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. He was worried about my dry vagina before. Oh,
that's I've seen some cringe and some you know where that clip needs to go? Straight onto the drunken peasants. You get me that. I'll get that passed on.
Yeah, it's on Reddit, but it's a few months old, so I have it saved. I now have it saved on Reddit, so I can just pull it up whenever.
Nice.
Thank you for the super sticker, Sally Godfrey. And
I don't think Todd knows what ASMR is, though.
Yeah,
it kept clipping away, so I'm assuming like it clipped to because he said, "Oh, I'm gonna play the riff," the riff. So right. I'm assuming he would play. But you're supposed. Then he went to not eating the cupcake, and the cupcake partially eaten. For ASMR food channels, you're supposed to eat the food into the microphone. You're also supposed to kind of speak like this, and I'm not sure what it was that he was doing. I don't think he quite understands how close you can get to a microphone. You can just kind of talk in people's ears, and I can just get my tea here and just. That do it for you.
That was hot.
I'm sure that's what he thought about his video too.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for the super sticker, Angel Cake, and super chat from Golden Unicorn. What's this abomination? Cupcakes don't deserve this.
Yeah, those were Hostess, right? Were those ho-hos?
I think they were like Hostess cupcakes, yeah. Or what? Yeah, I don't know whoever makes them.
Somebody needs to alert Hostess of this. And clearly get Todd for their next commercial.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. Just says, "Oh my God, here the look on Chesh's face were worth it and epic." LMAO. Yeah, it was funny. We played it for Steve last night. I played it for Steve last night. But it was much more enjoyable watching you watch it.
Listen, Steve's the guy who's got like the contacts and the information. I bring the jokes.
Oh god.
I'm not scary. Come talk to me, KJ.
Yes,
She
please
won't
do.
talk to me.
Please do.
She's scared of me.
Yeah, she's scared of it.
To be fair, there's a very particular type of person that's afraid of me, and it makes sense that she falls under that type of person.
Privilege. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna be that petty. Cupcake video.
Oh hell yeah! You sending me that? Yes.
Yep, it's on. I sent it through Discord.
Okay, I'm gonna set up Ben. Oh well, Steve's already seen it, right?
Yeah, Steve's already seen it. Yeah.
Damn, I was gonna set it up and send it to Ben and be like, play this with Steve, but don't tell him who it is at the beginning and watch him freak out.
There's another one. There's another one I read it too, but it's not like watching him eat cupcakes. But he pretends to be Bob Ross, the painter, and he paints a picture that ends up, revealing itself to be a dick and balls, basically.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, I can play it if you want, but it's not as funny. I don't think that sounds pretty normal to me. Most of the time, it's pretty easy to turn a drawing or start by drawing. I think one of them was a cat, and it was just like, it's a dick cat. Yes. But I thought KJ wasn't okay with penises. Why is her husband like this? Oh, lady asks, do you know who would fund a Todd mukbang channel in order to make people uncomfortable? Most disturbing thing I've seen in forever. Like, what?
Crying emoji. That was yeah. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this, but I feel like I should probably go have a shower.
Yeah. Shower, a hit of acid.
Is he still like running around simping his wife? Is he still like running around like defending her and stuff, or is he like kind of on the down low now?
He's, to my knowledge, and I'll be honest, I don't really know fully the answer to that, but he still goes into the chat anyways, like the live stream chat. But she that's mostly on Instagram now. She doesn't really stream anymore on YouTube. So
Yeah.
But I mean, I haven't seen him on screen with her at all in a while, except for like when they do like their kiss or whatever. But that's it.
There are some cute couples on YouTube. They are not one of them.
No, it's true. But they're half cute. Maybe. No, they're not. You're right.
There was that time that Katie talked about how she was going to be an old lady running around assaulting young men that made Todd look really uncomfortable.
Yep.
Maybe he's worried his spot's going to get taken.
Carly, no. No, Carly, no. We have a guest here. No, we don't traumatize our guests with Alabama Hot Pockets.
Oh, all right. I see how it is.
Yeah. Trust me, I'm looking out. I got your back here.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
But Urban Dictionary has like a hot pocket for like every state in the United States, apparently. So, and they're pretty bad. Minnesota's the worst though. Canada has provinces, right? I wonder if if provinces have hot pockets too. I wonder.
There are provinces and territories. I don't know what the difference is. I do not know why some are considered provinces and some are considered territories. I never thought to look it up. I don't know if there's any like differences on the rights or like if there's some kind of like legality or rules that you have to have if you're a territory. But I don't know.
I wonder if maybe it's like here we have like villages, towns, cities. I think it's like each one is determined by like population maybe and services or something. I wonder if maybe that's
I was thinking more like Puerto Rico. So like like America has states, but then it's also got like territories, I guess, or like Puerto Rico and Hawaii aren't states, so they don't have representation the same way that a state does. But I don't know if that's the same kind of thing that applies to Canada and its provinces versus territories. Because as far as I know, the territories all have like members in parliament, and they all have this, that, and the other thing. I just don't know if maybe there are some things that apply to provinces that don't apply to territories. Right. It might be border related because most of the territories are up at the top, so they don't have a border to the United States except for Yukon and Alaska. So I don't know.
Well, it turns out there are no hot
is Hawaii a state? My bad. I didn't think Hawaii was a state.
There are no hot pockets named after Canadian provinces. It looks like there is a Canadian hot pocket, but there's, they don't get any more descriptive than that. We're assigning it. So there's that. Fair enough. You can make them now.
There's a handful of pretty funny Urban Dictionary entries for like me and Steve, and I think AT2 Productions got one. They're pretty they're just like written by people that hate us, and they're kind of funny. Some of them are just kind of boring, unfortunately. I was like, oh, come on. Oh, you can do better. But like most of them are kind of funny. The one for Red's Rhetoric is pretty funny, actually.
I wonder if I have any.
Oh, maybe. Now we gotta wait and find out.
I don't. Okay, so now I have to look up your guys's. Which year's under is it? Is it under Cheshire Viq or?
Well, hold on, let me look. I think there's one under Cheshire Viq, and I think there's one under like Goblin something. I'll pull it up. You got a super chat.
Oh, thank you. Hey, thank you for the super chat, JCM. Paying for my plug tonight since you've got extra viewers. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I need to. I in my description, I didn't put it in this one though yet. I need to do this beforehand. You will find links to all of my mods channels, and this one here, JCM is talking about the do-good letters, pronounced do-good, not dogwood. No cupcakes or hot pockets yet. Pineapple-free safe space. I see. But seriously though, you guys should definitely check out the do-good letters because she's very funny. So
it's under Cheshire Goblin, is what it is.
Okay. Yeah, her channels. She cracks me up. All right, where did I put the Urban Dictionary? Okay.
Here's the link to the Red's Rhetoric one, which I think is probably the funniest. I don't know if you're going to want to read it out loud. If people know who Reds is on this channel, it's funny. But if they don't know, it might not be as funny.
Yeah, I'm not likely to read it out loud just because YouTube might get me.
You can check them out at your own leisure. I must know Hawaii is a state. I mean, I know now. You guys told me. I don't know. I'm Canadian. I don't know your geography that well.
Exactly. I would have no idea. Like, I mean, some provinces I know, like Ontario, Quebec, British Columbia, Nova Scotia. Is that one? I'm not sure.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, that's about it. I'm sure that there's more, but I don't know.
There's a few. There's certainly not as many as there are states. That's for sure.
Right. Yeah. Well, exactly. Your provinces too are like a lot bigger, I think, aren't they?
Yes. Oh, yes. Considerably. There's like, you could probably put a couple Texas inside of Quebec if you want.
Can we? Can we just put one of them in there, please?
I mean, Quebec is kind of our Texas when it comes to like separation and stuff, so probably.
You'll feel right at home.
You could probably do that. Somebody sent me a picture today of Oreos covered in nacho cheese. And I don't mean that they took a picture of Oreos that they had dipped. It's like Oreo nacho cheese packaging, and there's pictures of Oreos covered in orange cheese, and then one of them is like half covered in. It's pretty gross looking. I'm not gonna lie.
I would still eat that.
I don't think I could handle that. That'd be a hard nope from me, I think.
I did a stream because one of my coworkers told me how she likes to eat Cheez-Its. She'll like take a Cheez-It and like dip it in vanilla ice cream and then eat it. And I'm like, I have to try this. I have to try this. I didn't really like it though.
Sometimes you just need to try something just for the sake of trying it, not for the sake that you actually think it's going to be good.
Yeah. Right.
It's not always about that. Not always about that life.
So I'm adding the links to all my mods channels. I'm going to add Cheshire's link to the description now.
Somebody asked what province I'm from. I'm in Southern Ontario specifically. I've been around. Not really.
Ontario. Is that the one with
I did live in Nova Scotia for a little while, but that wasn't very long.
Is that the one with Niagara Falls?
Yes.
Okay.
That is the one with Niagara Falls border. It's the one with Toronto also. It's got like, I think it's touching like 3 or 4 Great Lakes. I had some American tell me that Ontario was they were talking to their girlfriend at the time, and their girlfriend told me about this, and they were like, he thought I couldn't swim because Ontario was landlocked. And it was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
So why can't you swim? Why can't you, if it's the case, if it were the case, why can't you swim?
Yeah, no, there's not only there are lakes and rivers all over Ontario. Ontario has a lot of water, but besides the Great Lakes, which are huge, there's also the St. Lawrence River that goes out to the ocean on the southern part, and on the northern part, there's Georgian Bay and Huron, which goes into the ocean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. That's just very weird.
It was a weird statement. I don't know. Maybe it was high.
That's some good drugs, though, then.
Does Canada not have pools? No, we can't have pools. They're all frozen all the time. 24/7. Even the ones that are inside. We've never heard of a hot tub. I always like to imagine that some Americans who know nothing about Canada think that on the border there's just like a sheet of ice, like a big, tall ice wall. So that's why they're not worried about building a wall in the northern half. They're only worried about the southern wall.
Yeah, I often wonder, though, if Canada decided to put up a wall, I often wonder how Americans would react to that, particularly upstate New York.
Actually, I have I don't remember if it was 2016, but there was an ad that went out. I'll send it to you. You can play it for your viewers. You guys will like this, I promise. And it's Canada, it's like a presidency campaign video. Is it called Canada for President?
Canada for
Yes.
President?
Yes. Wow. The 2016 election.
Okay.
Here you go. Boop. Oh. Don't the moose help defend the border? Sometimes. They're finicky. I can't hear you. Did you bump a button? I got no audio. Nacho cheese is kind of gross anyway. Homemade cheese sauce is the bomb. Warm homemade cheese sauce with jalapenos in it, served with homemade tortilla chips and margaritas. Are you trying to make me, salivate? That sounds delicious. Can't hear you. I don't know if it's just me or if the outside can hear you. Oh, she's gone. Hi, guys. What's going on? It's me, your boy. I got this big bag of dice. It's just dice in a bag. Kind of neat. It's a bag of holding.
What? Okay. I can hear now.
I can hear you also. Huzzah!
Okay, there we go. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
My My earbud died again.
No. Okay, I sent you the video. Play this for your viewers. They'll like it. You guys will like it. 10 out of 10.
Oh, I remember this video. Okay.
Oh, you saw it.
I think so. Yeah, I'm almost positive I did. Okay, wait a minute. Pause.
I do.
Let me grab the link. Oh shoot. Sorry guys, I'm coming. I'm working it out. Okay.
It does look like a whiskey. It does look like a whiskey bag. Unfortunately, there is no whiskey in it. It looks like one of the bags you get with like a Crown Royal. True facts. Oh, I do have the video too where KJ's like saying that she's like, I didn't falsely accuse of Steve sexually harassing me. Just stop, you guys. It's on my malicious compliance video about some other crazy lady that was on Twitter. It's called malicious compliance.
Okay, so this
Here we go.
is Canada for President 2016.
Oh, hello, America. It's us, Canada. As your whitest neighbor, we realize you don't think about us very much. But that's okay. Sometimes being on your radar isn't such a good thing. But we've been thinking about you. And I think I speak for all Canadians when I say, what the fuck? Your country is on fire and your leaders are whittling sticks for their marshmallows. Right now, Congress is debating whether guns have the right to marry other guns. And what is this? What is it? Did America lose a bet? And who suffers from this nonsense? You do. The good citizens of the United States, whose only crime is turning out for elections in embarrassingly low numbers. So while we appreciate the flood of American refugees fleeing our direction, we've decided maybe it's our turn to come to your house. So we are once again declaring our candidacy for President of the United States of America. Not me, not Prime Minister Centerfold, but all of us. 34 million of the politest people you will ever meet, working in shifts as your new commander-in-chief. Now, we were a little disappointed when you didn't elect us in 2012, but we're Canada, so we just went to the doctor and got our feelings checked for free. Now, we're grateful America has been carrying Canada on its back for years, but now it's our turn to carry you. How will we make America better? We'll open one free daycare for every closed Planned Parenthood clinic. We'll legalize weed so you can stop worrying about terrorists and start worrying about your cat stealing your ideas. And we'll help you solve your race problem as soon as we figure out why you still have a race problem. It's not that we don't see race in Canada, it's that we can't. Look, we know America is a great country. We just want to help you make it good again. So you can vote for us, or you can vote for one of those guys promising to build a wall along the Canadian border to keep out your scary neighbors. But I'll let you in on a little secret. We're way ahead of you.
Somebody in the chat said that I think KJ's been dreading the day Steve would get brought back up again.
Yeah, I think that might be it. And jeez, wait a minute, shoot.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. All right, now it ended. It went into the next video.
Yep.
And
that one will get you demonetized.
Yeah.
HBO.
But my earbuds are dying, and these are the last ones I have. So I'm gonna have to, I think, end the stream. My daughter's bugging me too, so she needs me. So,
dang, those darn kids needing things and stuff and things.
I promised her
You're not just gonna yell at her and like tell her to and get your husband to go slam a door in her face or something.
No, I'm not going to. No, I'm not. I have. We like.
Kind of YouTuber are you? That's why you haven't made it big.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't have the cutthroat spirit.
What would I know about that?
Yeah, we do this. We go out for like midnight walks for a little bit, just in the neighborhood here. We live in a really nice, safe neighborhood. Nice. So, yeah, and she's been bugging me. So.
Aww, that's nice.
It is nice. It is, and we also live right, like literally. This I was making a joke with the mop earlier, but we live like right next door to the police department, so that's not a joke though.
That is handy dandy. I guess that's. I guess maybe KJ saying where you live isn't really much of a problem for you as it is for whoever decides to take action on that information. Anybody.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of came to terms with that information being out after being doxxed by the anti-vax movement so many times. You know, just what are you going to do? I mean, you can't keep just everything you want secret forever. You just can't.
Yep.
So.
It's good to keep yourself safe, but at the same time, there is only so much you can do, especially when you deal with such vitriolic and toxic people on a regular basis. I'm surprised my location has not been doxxed yet. There was a failed doxing attempt ages ago, and then KJ perpetuated it later. Still failed. Then even after that, after I had said my name, I'm like, I did not hide it very well. I wasn't really trying to hide my actual name. It doesn't really matter. But they tried to dox my location and say where I lived, and I feel bad for that poor woman who had her phone number and address all over the place thinking it was me, and it's like, sorry. I was like this close to calling the number to be like, hey, yeah.
The anti-vax movement, they tried, when they doxed it, like they got my address and shit right, but they didn't get my phone number right, but they posted a phone number, so I sent that person a text. I'm like, listen, I'm really sorry for all the shit you're going to be getting, but this is why. So
they think that this is me and it's not me, and sorry that you're not me, but also luckily you're not me, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. Stay safe. Change your phone number, maybe.
Oh god, yeah, it's funny. It is.
Yeah, my phone. I don't really use a phone. I don't have a phone anymore, so my phone number can't be doxed because it doesn't exist.
I would love to get rid of my phone just entirely. Yeah,
mine will be done forever soon enough. I've got so I don't really have a phone number. But my location, I'm surprised nobody's figured that out yet, but. Not that I'm trying to encourage them to keep trying, but, keep trying, I guess.
Yeah. Whatever you're doing to hide information, you're doing pretty good, because for the longest time, I thought you were 17. I don't know. I thought that was true. I thought you were really 17. I was like, okay, whatever.
That was a good one. I enjoyed that. That was a running joke that I figured some people were gonna buy, and it trapped an interesting group of people. It trapped a lot of the Creepshow art people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because when that kind of got out, it was when we were talking about Lily Jean, and Creepshow had talked about Lily Jean, and we talked about how much Creepshow had gotten just factually incorrect, and she was saying things that, these screenshots say this, but none of those screenshots said this, that kind of stuff. And so during that time, a lot of the people who supported Creepshow at the time came after me or Steve, and most of them are the ones that got stuck in the "oh my god, she's 17" conversation, which is kind of funny.
Oh god.
But yeah, we should get out of here before your stuff dies.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to cut you short or anything. I just don't want to.
No, it's one of my mods. I saw it too in the chat. One of my mods made a comment, and she's like, "Okay, sorry. This is like an Emily D. Baker wrap up. I said goodbye too early or whatever." She's right.
Happens all the time.
So, but all right, yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, and I'm gonna say this to Steve too. I want to thank Steve for trusting us, the channel, to set the record straight really here and provide all this information for people. Awesome.
Nice.
So
I'm probably going to take the NDA, and I'm probably going to take KJ's affidavit, and I'm probably just going to look at those in comparison and just over on my channel at some point eventually. But
okay. All right.
It's not going to be like tonight or anything. It'll probably be like in a week or so. And I'll see if I can get Steve on for an interview maybe and talk to him sort of about his experience. We'll see.
I think good. I would love to see that. Definitely. So, yeah. Awesome.
Thanks for having me. This is fun.
Yeah, everyone check out Cheshire Viq's channel. And like I shared the playlist, I will put the playlist though in the description too. It's the Katie Joy playlist. So you guys should go check that out. And Thank you. That must
Thanks,
be my
everybody.
daughter. All right. Good night.
Have a good
Bye.
night.